isn't it?
Y'all making me angry, cuz.
Man, trying to rap
you be angry. Yeah, I can't
No.
You want to fight when you get
I'm
drunk?
just I'm more of a talker drunk. I need to be drunk to talk.
Who do you a fighter? You a drunk fighter?
I ain't had a fight since fucking 9th grade, man.
No.
Who did we say this every week, man?
You just had a fight
had
at
3
Walmart,
fights. No, he just had a fight last
that's
week.
Defending, that's not a fight.
Yeah, that's a fight.
No, I slapped one nigga, and
That's a fight.
That's a slap.
A fight.
That's a slap.
If
And
that
I was
nigga hit the
sober.
ground.
I was sober than a motherfucker. I was sober, and then I slammed the nigga in Walmart because he stole something from my wife. What the fuck I'm supposed to do?
Fight.
That ain't a fight. That's a slam. I slammed him in. Nigga sit down and sit
So it was
still.
a confrontation.
Hand. That's all it was. It was a hand.
Fucking fight.
That's a fight.
That was a fight.
I don't care what you say. You was
But a
just about
fight,
to fight.
man.
You was just about to fight my boy for rapping
This
a
is a
song.
fight. I ain't had one of them since
What's the
9th.
hands?
Let them hands fly like a motherfucker. Got them hands, nigga.
What the fight in 9th grade was about?
I don't know. I probably was angry. Who the fuck? I don't remember.
That nigga got anger issues. That nigga said he was probably angry, goddamn.
Shit.
You don't know what he was fighting for.
It was in the 9th grade. That's why.
Yeah.
I remember. Shit. Let them hands go.
That nigga said he was probably angry. I ain't fucking with y'all. Here we go. You tuning in to the Dummies Podcast. I'm Stock.
I'm Joe.
I'm tired.
And I'm motherfucking hooted, nigga.
And we back like we never left. Cause like I said every week, we never motherfucking leave. It's what is it? Saturday, November the 10th. It's episode number 9.
You bitchy.
Did I skip?
Nah, I think that's.
Nah, it's 9.
I think we argued over 7 and 8 last week, so it's
It's
9.
9.
Yeah, so it's 9.
Yeah.
Okay. That shit is a little. Hey, look, I used to hear that shit and I'm like, man, that shit ain't that hard. But it actually is kind of hard to keep up with that shit. But yeah, this is episode 9. What we got going this week? Where we at, Hoop?
Past week been a good week. Mixed emotion week. We started off by celebrating.
Mixed emotion week.
Yeah, celebrated. We had a birthday party, and on that birthday party, LSU lost to Bama by a whole fucking lot. So going from there, we had that. Then we went on to elections, and
Oh, man,
and we're
you
still
right.
at elections. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's been a lot of up and down, and just shit going. But other than that, man, it's been a normal week, working, and more working. Went to a game. That was
Yes.
Thursday.
Thursday.
That shit be feeling like fall a long ass time ago. But we went to the game Thursday, and enjoyed ourselves. Just hung out a little bit.
Well, hey, Joe, you remember you said we were going to be 1-1 and a good start?
You did say that. You did say that.
Remember that?
That was early in the summer. But
I'm trying to keep that same vibe.
But I will say, you know what I'm saying? Y'all boys got them in the gym and locked the door on their ass.
Locked that door.
I told you.
I was proud of y'all
They
boys.
probably should have unlocked the door. It was hot in that bitch.
It was extra, man. It was so hot in that
No,
hot
what
day.
they did,
Unlock the door, God.
the shit was so crazy. Like, they made you go through a metal detector, but the side door was open.
Well, to be fair, they had cops.
They had police.
They had
Yeah,
cops.
because I seen the police goddamn. Well, who was just saying?
Back up.
He hit the
There you
nigga
go.
right up out the door.
Let
The
them
nigga
hands
tried to
go.
play it out like, hey, man, I was with my people. Nah,
you
that nigga pushed his ass right out the side door.
So we were damn sure asking, can you go out and come in? I looked at the ticket, no pass
no
out.
passes
goddamn.
out.
That
Sit
shit
your
said,
head
hey,
down.
Huda was like, man, you think I can go to the car? That bitch say, biggest day, no passes out. Going out there if you
Hey, what's
want
the
to.
purpose of the pass? They give us a pass and don't
Why they
even
give
look
you
at
a
the pass.
ticket? Yeah, why they give you a ticket if you can't get past
I
it?
paid for it.
know
I
you
got the
paid.
pass, and
Man,
nothing
y'all
else
know he don't know the answers to these questions.
right.
We've been asking him questions for years.
So can't get right. How was your nacho?
Man, them hoes was trash.
Oh,
Yeah, nacho?
You ate them hoes like
he
a
had 'em.
motherfucker. out
He
there.
tore 'em up, too.
He
Don't
killed
let
them
him-
hoes. Don't
Yeah,
let
nacho.
them.
Man, it looked like some white cheddar because they was so watered down. They had the bitches in a big ass roaster pot. But look, now while I was standing at the concession stand, that was goddamn trash. A nigga passed out, and the police goddamn ran the other way.
And we heard it. Well, we kind of heard it at Jace. I heard it, but I was texting, so I was doing something on my phone, so I ain't listen. Then like 3 minutes later, the little girl said, who was sitting over there, she was like, somebody passed out. It might be your friend. You want to go check on him? I was like, nah, I'm not going to check on him. But to be fair, it might be him.
He gave away your seat. He didn't
Boy,
care. if
I
you
came
passed
back.
out.
It was more seats though.
Man, I came back. It was a whole family sitting in my damn seat. I'm like, God damn, who this?
I can't tell grandma, her 2 daughters, and her 6 grandkids.
That girl was 17 with her 3
look,
kids.
But the grandma was right behind him. She was there.
Yeah, the grandma
I couldn't
was.
say nothing.
She was 21.
Nigga gonna leave.
your ass
Nigga gonna leave in a crowded gym and say, "Hold my seat." Fuck out of here, nigga.
Hey,
No.
Hey, this shit was so funny because when they came up, You know what I'm saying? They wasn't on the road with me. They was behind me. So I was like, let me see what Hooter finna do. They was like, anybody got these seats? Hooter like, nah.
Because I knew they had three. They had at least
my homeboys.
They had three more seats besides Star.
That nigga said, nah. You good.
It was, man. They had 3 seats
I
besides
think that nigga
Star.
pointed her to my seat. It's something open right here.
I look back, Hooter was over that bitch babysitting and shit.
They had about 18 kids back there.
That nigga had the iPad out.
Nigga eating Cheetos with the baby and shit.
Going
I'm
over
like,
the
what the fuck?
ABCs and shit. I was like, what the hell? What the fuck you got going back here?
Whole goddamn
Hey,
family.
they were choosing in that gym though. Hey, I ain't gonna say too much. But look,
They were choosing.
they were choosing it. And if I was still in a different kind of state,
Would you have chose?
who me?
Yeah.
No.
And I'm not saying it just to say no. I'm
not
saying
that kind of
100%.
person.
Nigga, I saw it's no because it's no. Nigga, I saw blue hair and brown teeth. Fuck out of here.
Boy, she had
Red
about 3
hair.
different colors of hair.
Red hair and gold
Cut
teeth.
that
Fuck
out,
out of here.
cut that out.
Oh,
But no, what I did see as soon as we walked through the door, hey, look, the score was like 95-4 of the JV game.
Here
And
we go with this.
As soon as we walked through the door, you know how like a little kid see his parents and then he try to put on. Man, when we walked through the door, Todd went to screaming and yelling at the bars and shit. Man, them boys,
They were so confused.
they was like, damn, Coach ain't said nothing all game. So when we walked through the door,
Hey.
my nigga was pointing. He was doing hand gestures.
He running the
and shit.
triangle.
Let me get in coach mode.
Hey, look, man, we came in that bitch. That nigga turned into Phil Jackson over that bitch.
All right.
Be a
We
night.
might need to be there all the
Don't
time
get your
though.
lives off.
We might need to
I'm
be there.
gonna put it out there.
No,
Put it
that's-
out there.
That's-
all video footage and
That's why his
you
voice
gonna
sounds
see it.
like
That's
that.
why I'm sounding
Look,
like this.
Right, you
Yeah.
sound like that because you yelling. Soon we
Not
came in.
because y'all niggas walk
For them
in.
20 seconds it took us to walk across the court.
The second we came in, my man locked eye contact with me.
It got loud.
That nigga went crazy on the ball.
What you supposed to
Hey, them
do?
little
Get
nigga,
back.
hey, them little nigga was looking around like, what the fuck coach tripping off of?
We've been losing our game. Fuck you mad for now.
What the score ended up being though? JV for real.
I don't know.
Ended
It
up
wasn't
losing by
bad.
6.
Yeah, they lost by 6.
lost
But
by
nah, but shouts out to Winona basketball because
Yeah, the niggas amazing.
yeah, man, they had
the varsity is amazing.
Yeah, they got some talent out there. It was a great game, man. They jumped out 11-0 right out the rip, man. You know what I'm saying? This the varsity game now, so. You know what I'm saying? Todd told us to be there at 2:30 and shit.
Yeah, I got it. 2:30.
The game didn't start the
9 o'clock.
We should have known, man.
Okay.
Todd said, you
Nigga,
get there at 6 if you want to.
nah,
Yeah, them niggas
okay.
was on nigga time.
Now,
man.
when you got there, was the gym packed or not?
It was packed, but it was a lot more.
It was
We
a
had
lot more seats.
We had
when
another.
got there.
We had another hour.
Did they stop letting people in?
Yeah,
No,
like so
hour
you
and
were
a
2
half.
hours later. goddamn.
bro.
When
Yes,
I
yes,
left,
they
You
did,
got
yes, they did.
there at the B team game, bro.
You're right, and it was fine.
The B team game is at what time?
I don't know.
We don't know.
It was
Damn
damn
near
near
7.
packed in. That's what I was telling you.
It was like
It was
6:37.
now, okay.
No, the
damn,
B team
okay.
game though.
All right.
The B team game starts at 4:30. It starts at 4:30.
Did
You
it
walked
this-
in at like 5:30.
Let's be clear.
Because the refs were late. So the game started late.
Yeah, so let's be clear. When we came in, it was towards the end. It was like 3-4 minutes left in the JV game. You know what I mean? So it was still plenty seats, plenty room. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that the varsity ball finna come out. And they were, like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't go to the game last year. You know what I'm saying? But people was like, man, see, that go to them niggas there. Them niggas were chilling in the stands. So I was like, oh, boy, it ain't finna start. Then I ain't know the girls still
girl
had to
had
play.
left,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was like, damn.
We was up there arguing. Why my man ain't dressed yet?
Yeah, I'm like, why the nigga? Well, you ready to get ready to play?
My nigga
My man
ain't
on there with headphones. He talking to the crowd, signing autographs and shit. I was like, these niggas here so Hollywood. Nigga play tomorrow, goddamn. Yeah, they knew the rules. Shit, we didn't. Todd had us out that bitch trying to tailgate
Man, I
at a
was-
basketball game.
Right.
In the rain.
Keeping you safe, man. I ain't want you outside.
But it was cool.
I feel you,
In
though. I feel
uncharted waters, because my guy here, man, he scared of that urban area.
Make him
Yeah, I locked all my shit up. Fuck that.
Hey, but look,
nigga here.
crazy, hey, he's so trash too. When we was on Lake Show, he gonna say, "Let me put my book bag in the trunk," and I laughed. He said, "Oh, you thought I was playing?" He put his book bag in the trunk and shit.
Like
Man,
the
we
trunk
was
doesn't
amongst our-
open,
Man,
goddamn.
we was straight over.
Trunk
there, man.
opens.
Hopefully they don't have enough time. They just in and out. But while Bastaki talking about that, he was like, shit, I'm just gonna leave my shit unlocked so they don't bust my window out.
Okay. I mean, okay, but
Don't try to tell no joke on me, nigga. Stand on your own, cause I ain't say that.
but I ain't gonna lie. In the stands, I checked for my wallet a couple times. I ain't gonna lie.
Y'all niggas so trash, man.
I had loose pockets, man. I do that anywhere though.
Man,
I check my wallet.
Hey, I had a
but
great
the crazy
time. at the
part
game.
It
about
made me feel at
every
home.
niggas in that table from these very hoods. It's
It
just
made
a
me feel
different
at
hood.
home.
And that's
And
why
the
you
crazy
know what
part
look,
about it.
possibly
I
could
know-
happen.
I know what to check for.
I could tell somebody like when we walked in that bitch, they were like, "What
I
y'all
don't-
doing over
I
here?"
don't belong here.
I'm like, "Shit, nigga, I'm with my people,
Right.
man. What y'all tripping?" I had a good time, man. For real, it was a good game. The crowd was great. The atmosphere was great. Them boys put on a great performance, man. I just hope that they can continue to stay focused, keep their mind on the prize, taking one game at a time, and we'll see how it go.
For sure.
Other than that,
Shout out my nigga JD, man. What
Shout
up?
out, shout out,
shout
JD.
out.
JD in here.
Hey, I'm not trying to throw shots, man, but you a lot better than what you were last year. A lot better. So
Oh,
keep up
big
the good work,
improvement.
man. Keep
Yeah,
up
I
the
meant
good
to
work.
tell you that earlier. Big improvement.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll be back. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Just keep up the whole work. and make sure you coach before we get there.
All right.
But,
yeah, I don't want you niggas at my. I don't want you niggas.
we'll be back. Yeah. We'll be back because I didn't realize the kind of jokes that was there. So
Joke Central.
Nigga told me, I don't give a fuck if you don't ever come back. Damn, son.
nigga ain't got time. He trying to focus and shit. Y'all niggas over there janking. Ain't nobody got time for y'all. Y'all some trolls. But speaking of the kids, man, we talking about kids and stuff. We saw that there was a new study put out that said that spanking does more harm than good. You know, we was all raised up in a generation where spanking was the thing to do. Mama, grandmama, shit. In some cases, anybody in the neighborhood could put that thing on. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was the belt, you had to go out there, get the switch out the tree, house shoe, nigga,
Switch out
fucking
the tree.
train track.
Race car track, yeah.
Whatever was available.
Pool stick.
Nigga said,
Shit.
Pool stick. Mama was
I think mama was in a club fight.
I told y'all she beat up drug dealers. I wouldn't joke.
I see, goddamn.
Yeah.
Nigga said pool stick. Billboard, goddamn.
I get it now, Hooter.
That's that New Orleans shit.
Why you
we
so
talking
aggressive and angry?
I be
Right.
cool. I be
That's why that fight was in the ninth grade. And that's what the study say. The study said that it make kids more aggressive.
I get it now, Hooter. I understand now.
Damn, man. I was supposed to tell a story. goddamn. Hey, look.
Nigga said pool
Hold
stick.
on, where that shit? Hold on, let me find that shit. Cause it say clearly in the story, it say that that they say that spanking leads to more aggressive kids, man. And I wanted to touch on that because and I guess now I can't really say it because Hooter may be living proof of this shit. That nigga, we asked Hooter why he was fighting. That nigga talking about, I don't know, I was just angry. So maybe this study is correct. Stop whooping the kids. Hooter is living proof.
perfect example, man.
But nah, for real though, they said that the study says that that over time that emotional stress is caused upon kids, especially if they're under the age of 18 months, between the ages of age 8. You know what I'm saying? That the studies say that, you know, whooping kids causes them to be more aggressive, causes them to be more violent. I don't know. We come from an era where whoopings was a normal thing, but a lot of us got kids here. A lot of us are grown. We aspire to have kids or whatever. Well, you know, staying on this study, what do you all think about whooping kids, disciplining kids? You know, again, we came from an era where that was the thing to do, but are you doing that with your kids, or what do you think about this particular story?
Not at all, man. I mean, I get it and I understand it. Like you said, it's progression. Like back in the day, you said anybody in the neighborhood could whip you. Till it got to a point where parents was like, you don't touch my kids, I'm gonna beat the shit out of my kid, not you. To where there's a point nowadays that kids aren't whipped or aren't beat. And I'm one of those parents. 3 kids, I never beat any of them, not once. You know what I'm saying? So, and they're the sweetest kids in the world, goddamn. So, you know, I mean, it goes hand in hand. Sometimes a kid needs to be slapped, though. I do believe, because I'm gonna be honest, because
That's that
I tell,
violent shit.
Believe it.
no, that's not. I'm not gonna
No
do it.
kid ever deserves to be
Yes, man.
slapped.
Yes,
I
I do.
think, man, like my mama slapping me in the back of my head. Y'all say I was angry, but I turned out to be a good person.
Oh yeah, that's
I
different.
get it.
That's
So,
different. That's
so you know,
different. Yeah,
so I do tell because they're girls. So I tell them, man, slap my ass.
And I mean,
They don't do it, but I tell them.
Inside the store, and I'm gonna come back to you, Todd. You look like you was about to jump in. It say that the AAP states that the act of spanking itself can lead to aggressiveness and conflict-ridden relationships between the parent and the child. And evidence outcomes is basically showing that it leads to more physical abuse along the kids. I said that.
I disagree with that.
I said that I don't believe in that shit because
I love my
every
mama.
time I got whooped, ain't never crossed my mind to come back and be more aggressive with my mom. I thought she
absolutely.
was crazy.
Absolutely.
Shit.
And I
Talking
Calm
about
my
more
ass
aggressive,
down.
man. Hey,
Absolutely.
I sat down quick, goddamn. after I whooped her.
I'm gonna go over here.
That shit scared you
Right.
straight.
And more than anything, dog, I think ass whoopings are a universal language. It don't matter what color you are.
It's a
I'm just being honest because think about this. You're 3 years old. You touch a hot stove.
Mm-hmm.
You're 33 now. Are you gonna touch that some bitch again since 3 years old?
I'm not gonna touch
the
that
same
son
thing
bitch.
with an ass whooping. You get suspended from school. You get your ass whooped. You ain't gonna get suspended from school no more.
Well, that's that.
But I will say,
sometimes
it's a
you
difference
will,
between
or sometimes they
beatings
will. It just depends.
and the ass
Right.
whooping. And see, I think they crossed the lines and they got them hoes confused. Just because your mom went outside and got a switch to whoop you because you were talking back or you failed to take out the trash or wash the dishes, that doesn't merit a beating.
But I mean,
Maybe an ass whooping.
But just
You see
playing
what I'm
both
saying?
sides of the fence, we do see in 2018 that we live in a more sensitive world. I tell
This
you
is
all
true.
the time that we are softer on the kids now than we ever have. And as a result, I feel like we see kids that aren't prepared to go into the real world. I'm not saying that whoopings make you prepared, but it does kind of, if
Makes you be tough.
Right. It
Right.
makes you disciplined. But I mean, me personally, I might have whooped Jordan maybe twice, but after that, really honestly, I started realizing that with word, like for her, who she was, that I could hurt her. Like I hurt her more than words than I probably could with a whooping.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I say stuff and she
Girls,
cry
you know,
harder
And
than.
that's true because
Yeah.
she's a girl. And I got a 2-year-old daughter. I'm not going to beat her whoop her like I would say whoop Jalen. Has whooped Jalen.
Man, you better
You
not
ever
try
whoop
to whoop Jalen, bro.
Man, y'all so
think
6
Jalen
years
whoop you
apart.
right
Jalen would have handed
Jalen
your
about
ass.
6'5", but Jalen put them hands on you, boy.
Again, ass whooping is a universal language. It doesn't matter, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But I
Like, he's
am
old.
glad y'all said that because you know what I'm saying I don't have kids yet. Every month is an adventure. But
It's an adventure. It's every month.
but
Crazy.
Like, you bungee jumping out this bitch.
I just thought about what he said
Here
every
we go.
month. Hey, that shit like, hey, you straight?
Where is that?
Time, yeah.
hey, but as a nigga that got a lot of whoopings, I will say I earned every one of them.
You
hoes.
look like you got a lot of whooping, though.
But one thing coming from a 2-parent household, my dad never hit me because he was like, man, you used to make me so mad. I was
Like
scared I
what?
was gonna hurt your ass.
Yeah, and that's crazy. Like my dad never hit me neither. Dad, stepdad, mama slapped me across the head, plucked me, hit me with a pool stick.
I bet you,
But-
I bet you that nigga got them whoopings off of shit like, say your ABC. ABC.
that don't go there.
Can't get right. Can't get right.
Can't
for
get
love.
right, ball.
Hell nah, it was all like school shit. But
He did say
I told you.
but to me, like as a kid, I'd rather get an ass whooping to get put on punishment. Like I'd rather you whoop me than take my Sega
Yeah, but
away
facts.
for 2 weeks.
Hey, and somebody,
The
it's
whipping
crazy
go away
because
in a few
somebody was
seconds.
telling
Yeah.
me that they when her brother and her used to get in trouble, they'll say like, "Do you want a whooping or be put on punishment?" Her brother used to be like, "Shit, give me the whooping," because he was like, "Shit, I get the whooping, I'm over it."
Right.
She used to pick the punishment. And it's like, nigga, what the fuck would you pick the punishment
Right.
for? You can get the whooping and be over with. Like,
Them be outside in
hey,
15
that shit
minutes.
gonna hurt for about
Yeah.
25 seconds.
I cry out here with the football.
Right, and then I would be outside.
I'll be
my
outside
but,
my
that
friend.
shit- but hey, that punishment used to be hard.
Punishment used to be
yeah.
hell.
You look out the window, everybody having fun and shit. You just stuck, and they love to play by your house when it's
Yeah,
time to get it. How many
Yo,
y'all
yo,
ass out my street?
Y'all been caught like nigga. The first time I learned on punishment, mom's like, "Hey, no TV, no video game." I'm playing it, thinking I'm cool till she come home. Goddamn, mom come home, feel the back of the TV. You been playing this goddamn game?
Hey, but why you so dumb as a kid though? You ain't know none of the tactics. You been in that
Big ass box
Hey, look,
TV.
he been playing the game for 4 hours.
that be
Think
hot
you
as
gonna
a
cut it off
motherfucker.
when she pull in. She gonna touch that shit. That bitch scarlet hot.
Touch the
Look,
back.
look.
I gotta quit 2 hours before next time.
Look,
I can play it in the morning.
My mom was so crazy. Like she'll say no video games and take the controllers, put them in her purse. Like shit.
What's wrong with that?
No, that was like you could do. Yeah,
That
you
mean
could
you
play
could
with
play
them.
it.
My homeboy got in the controller. Let me borrow that controller, cuz. You gotta take away his run. Let me borrow your controller.
Hey,
my
but as
nigga.
kids, you was clever. Hey, you think I can borrow that fourth controller you got?
I get $1. You know, I'll buy you some snacks,
I
my
ain't fucking
nigga.
with y'all, man. Y'all niggas will stay on this bitch all day. Yeah, man. Do what you feel, but it's 2018. You might need to be a little bit more creative. I don't think you want to whoop these kids because I'm telling you, they make them think that it ain't your kids.
And nowadays they fight back and shoot back. That shit, that's the crazy.
Man, nah, that come from a child that wasn't disciplined. I don't care how you do it. That come from a child that wasn't disciplined.
And we just saw the video.
Or they call the police.
The little girl that looks like a boy. It was that person, that older lady.
Oh,
man, y'all, you didn't see that?
Yeah, that's what we talking about.
I'm talking. What he said?
Yeah. Go ahead, keep going.
No, I was saying, man, that had to come from a life of not getting ass whooping.
Yeah, she was just
you ain't
angry.
finna hit that man. And then that lady was listen, I'm in that classroom too.
Also, you said that comes from a life of not getting ass whippings. Also, parents, that can also come from a life of all ass whippings. Like if you,
it depends.
I feel like if you in here, you just beating these kids too much, that affects them as
too
well.
much, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
There's a distinct difference between that shit, man. It's not a fine line. You know when you beating your child versus when you discipline your child with a whooping, dog.
Like I said, as an adult, I know I deserved all my ass whoopers. Mama just wasn't coming home because I did.
I never had
suspect shit.
Never
had if they said I did it.
Probably did it.
I did it.
Right. Yeah. And I don't know. That shit crazy. Again, you might want to goddamn think twice before you put your hands on these kids.
Take the phone away.
But we stand there, we say it's 2018, you can't whoop kids, but also in 2018, we see that shit is getting crazy in this technology world. We saw that the Chinese government, I don't know if anybody had a chance to see this, and it's kind of crazy. We ain't gonna stay here long, but we saw that the Chinese government is using recognition technology to ID people. They can ID you off a camera based upon how you walk and your body features. So just by the way you shaped and the way you walk, the Chinese government is able to identify people. So like for people who committing crimes and doing stuff like we see videos of people doing shootings and they masked up and stuff like that. That shit ain't stopping you over there in China. And we know that technology is just nothing but a wave. So if it's somewhere, it's coming. You know what I'm saying? So for you criminals and people who want to do slick shit, just know that they have the ability to identify your ass without actually seeing you. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all see this story, man? This shit is getting kind of crazy.
I seen that shit crazy.
I seen they got scared because shit, I got a distinctive walk, so I ain't gonna be able to do shit.
Now you might actually be good because they gonna be like, damn, is that a pigeon or is that a human?
Goddamn llama. That's a llama.
That nigga say he got a distinctive walk. That shit might make you safe, goddamn.
Hey man, fuck y'all. I was in a mall one time back in a couple of years ago, and a girl was like, he pigeon-toed too. Ooh.
Ooh, huh?
I heard the ooh.
Ooh, you heard the ooh?
Yeah, but I turned around and it wouldn't work.
So the ooh wouldn't work.
Right.
But
they go to show you who like pigeon toes.
But as far as
another pigeon.
Real life pigeon. Probably plus
but the chick had saw me, I walked like Denzel though.
Oh. Denzel Johnson or some shit?
Nah, nigga, watch it.
Denzel Johnson. But yeah, as far as the story, man, like,
y'all niggas so silly.
Y'all play too much. But it resonated with me for the simple fact that I remember talking to my wife's brother about this shit a couple years ago. It's more so like that this blockchain shit. If you don't know what the blockchain is, look it up. But he was saying that basically that everything's going to turn into that. Like it's going to be at your job and all of that shit. They're going to be able to see how much you're working, if you're working, and if you're not working enough, they can get rid of you for. So it's more than just body language and crimes. It's working. Everything. It's gonna get rid of lawyers, and as far as like the like buying a house process, like you got to go in there, you got to have a lawyer in there to close it for you. It's gonna block them out. It's just so much shit is gonna get rid of, and he said it's gonna change the world. So I don't know. I'm gonna listen to it and I'm gonna see, but he's a pretty smart ass dude, so I'm gonna keep my eye on that shit.
Man, technology just getting to a crazy point.
Yeah, it's really scary, man.
I mean, the way that it makes it convenient is the same way that it scares the shit out of you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, just as much as it make it convenient is the same way that we look at it and be like, God damn, we got everything tied into technology. So with things are always changing and evolving and staying with change and evolving. We see that the Girl Scouts of America is suing the Boy Scouts over the name change. It's been a long-running dispute between the Scouts, has now ended in a Manhattan court. The Girl Scouts of the USA has filed a trademark infringement lawsuit against the Boy Scouts of America after the Boy Scouts basically announced that it would drop the boy off of Boy Scouts and just be Scouts of America. Part of the lawsuit is kind of feeling like the Girl Scouts is just kind of feeling like it's kind of causing confusion because it's making people think, well, are the Girl Scouts going away? Are there no longer Girl Scouts? And it's kind of making people just stick to Boy Scouts. I don't know if y'all had a chance to see this store, but I never was did any Scout stuff. But for those out there that did, we saw that, that this is a lawsuit and they're going after each other. Have y'all had a chance to see this store or dive into it?
Well, I was a Boy Scout. I've told that story before, how they cheat.
It makes sense now. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
God damn.
Go ahead.
I ain't never go camping in there.
I'm going to show you what you did. Go ahead.
No, I didn't. But I just feel like, man, no matter your sexual orientation or none of that, a boy is a boy and a girl is a girl. It should be a clear distinction between Boy Scout and Girl Scout. Y'all should do different things. I don't think Boy Scouts should let girls in, and vice versa. Like, you're a boy, nigga. Be a boy.
Right.
You a girl, be a girl. And you both got two sides.
I guess, but I say it right, but that's his point of view. But also, I said it makes sense for the simple fact when we was at the beach and we had to get a fire started. And we were so stupid that we didn't think to look under the grill to see that there was lighter fluid. So it took me and you goddamn an hour to get a fire started. You got it because you was a Boy Scout, probably. I'm just saying. But as far as that goes, man, I mean, women and girls, we say we want equality, then let it be equality. If they're just going to change it to the Scouts of America, then let the girls join. If they want to join, if you don't want your kids or the girls to join, there is still the Girl Scouts of America there. Let them go that way. So I don't see a problem with it.
I see their point, though, because the Scouts of America, I mean, like, this is the Scout and the girls.
But you know what that comes from? That comes from because they were mad that Boy Scouts weren't letting girls in.
Right. No, it's the Boy Scouts. You are not a boy, Pinky.
But if I let you in, don't get mad because I let you in.
Right, but they should have never let girls into the Boy Scout.
I hear you.
I think...
I ain't arguing, which I'm just saying. Yeah, I know. Man,
I think we're getting into a place, and this is what I say again about 2018. I just think that everybody's trying to be politically correct. Everybody's trying to be inclusive. And I think that, not saying that there's anything wrong with being inclusive, but I think that a lot of organizations are getting confused. If I'm something called the Boy Scout and I want to be inclusive to all, maybe I do need to change my name. And maybe there wasn't ill intent in what it was that the Boy Scouts was trying to do. They were just trying to probably be politically correct and be inclusive. And the unintended consequences is you had an effect on the Girl Scouts. But if I'm in the Boy Scouts and I hear that the Girl Scouts are having an issue with it, we are both here to help both young boys, young women. I would change the name.
You have to.
I would keep it back to what it was.
Not just boys.
Well, I'm saying... If they have a problem with it,
you'll change it back to the Boy Scouts?
I'll change it back. Right, but just know that anybody can be included. So if I'm a parent and I want my daughter to learn the things that the Boy Scouts, I know that I can send her to the Boy Scouts. I
get it, but I wouldn't want my daughter to be a part of the Boy Scouts. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't want her to.
Right. And I
but
get it.
You know.
What's wrong with saying you don't want your daughter to be in the Boy Scout?
It's offensive. It is. I will.
No, it's not. Because she has like Boy Scout. Like, to me, Girl Scouts are doper. They got cookies.
And this is what we get.
Boy Scouts don't have cookies.
And this is where the confusion come in at. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, the Boy Scouts, they want to change their name to Boy Scout. I mean, to Scouts of America. The Girl Scouts have a problem with that. I'm not tripping off of the problem that they're having, but it comes down to, at what point, and this is the thing that we talk about in 2018, it's so confusing about what am I being offensive about? Mm-hmm. Okay, can I keep... I do think that some things can be for just women, for just girls. I think that some things can be for boys and just boys, but then I think, again, the Scouts had no ill intention when they did that. So if... wherever you want to fall at, wherever you want to have your kid at, I think it's up to the parent to send them. But if the Boy Scouts, if the Girl Scouts are having an offense to what you're saying, just change your name back and just know that this is for all. It's called the Boy Scouts, but this is for all because you'll learn different things here at the Boy Scouts. If you want to go to the Girl Scouts, it's different things that you can learn there. And let's just keep it there if they're having an offense with it. That's all I'm saying. Again, we see another tragic event in Thousand Oaks, California. We saw that a gunman opened fire on patrons at a bar. People out just having fun, having a night out with their friends, on dates, just doing whatever you do when you go to a bar, having drinks, just kind of relaxing, winding down for your week. A gunman decided to open up fire with a Glock 45 caliber. And by the time, he finished shots, he left a trail of 12 people dead. We keep seeing over and over again, we keep seeing all of these different mass shootings across our country. I want to say it was 311 mass shootings so far this year. We know a year is 365 days, I think? Yeah.
Yep.
And there's been 311 mass shootings.
Shit, it's been that, man.
It's something along those lines, man. And this is just adding to that statistic. Did y'all have a chance to see this story? And if so, where y'all at with it, man? How y'all feel about this?
This was the biggest mass shooting, I think they said, in 11 days, which goes to show, like, the state that we're in.
It was since the high school shooting.
Yeah.
In Florida.
Tragic. It's no, side that you're sitting on. The only thing I didn't like that was people was calling for gun control. And I think it needs to be more of a mental health type thing because he had a handgun. He didn't have an AK. So gun control, unless you're eliminating all guns, which not going to happen in America, it's more of a being able to get mental health.
Yeah. And I'm glad.
Yeah, that's the only thing
I'm glad you brought up that mental health issue because I saw people calling him a terrorist. And I'll let you know what my first thoughts. My first thoughts was he's not a terrorist. Because for the simple fact that I remember in our group message specifically, somebody said, it's reported that he's black. He was a black Marine. And as soon as I saw the Marine part, I thought immediately mental health. I wasn't looking at the black, the white, the green, the blue. No matter what color you was, I saw Marine. I thought it was some kind of PTSD and some shit like that. So I went and did my research. And I eventually found out it was a white guy out there in California, signed up for the Marines at 18, 19 years old, got married. A few years later, got honorably discharged. Once he got discharged, went live with his mom because his wife divorced him. They would always argue and fuss and gunshots would go off at the house and to a point where the neighbors wouldn't speak to you and say, hey, stay away from him, speak to him, go about your way because there's some stuff going on. So for the simple fact of all of that, he had a mental health person come out to the house to help him out. So mental health is real, man. Especially when you've been through so much and so many things like that, man. Mental and I'll never take mental health for granted for the simple fact that I have a sister that went through that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that shit's serious. I'm glad she overcame it. Not everybody does, but you got to take that shit serious.
Yeah, and we see over and over again in this country where we have de-emphasized a lot of funding towards mental health programs.
Majority.
There used to be a lot of mental health hospitals. Right. There used to be a lot of mental health facilities. Some of those were subsidized by government grants, government backings, and part of this budget overran and all of this different stuff. We see that some of these places have had funding stripped away. So we aren't dealing with a lot of mental health issues. We're not having outlets and places for people who are coming from, where they've been in war for 15, 20 years. I don't wanna just kick the ball down and say like, oh, he was mental and it's okay. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to see
still not okay.
Yeah, we're not saying it's okay because of mental illness, but we do need to start dealing with mental illness as mental illness. We see even in prison cases, we see that a lot of people just need mental health issues, whether it's bipolar, whether it's just multiple personality disorder. We're putting some of these people in prison because we don't know how to deal with them. We've seen where people are thrown in classrooms and put there just because, school systems don't know how to deal with them. And those people, some of these people can be, in situations where they can be functional and thriving, but it has to be
in the right place.
Yeah, you have to care for them properly and help guide them in the right direction. And I think that we've turned our back on a lot of mental health issues. And I think one of the podcasts that we gonna do one day, we're gonna get somebody who is a doctor, who is of mental health, dealing with Black communities, not only just Black communities, just all mental health illnesses. And we're gonna use that as a segment as part of our podcast to make sure we spread awareness about mental health.
I said I was gonna go do that shit one day too. Like with my wife, go just get some counseling and just talk. Goddamn. Get everything off your chest.
Right. And
that shit tough though. I don't like talking to motherfuckers.
For real. But bro, if you think about how that you signed your life on the line when you commit to going to the service. You know everything that entails with that. You know what I'm saying? It could be good or bad. That you're signing up for. You're signing up to take that responsibility on. For them to just discharge him, knowing what he had going on and the reason behind it. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Try to help him out some kind of way.
Right. I mean, he went into it to defend these very United States.
And that's one thing about it. That's the one thing about it. I don't like what they do when
we treat our veterans and ex-military people so bad.
He's disposable because you can't use him anymore.
Yeah.
He's not right mentally, so let's get him out of here and just throw him away.
I got a question on that.
And I want to say that I did see where police were called out to his residence
multiple
two different times.
Yeah.
Right.
And one was both of the time. I want to say I know one of the times they didn't detain him because it was under a mental healthness agenda or whatever, but they talked to him, they talked him down, they got him in a position with they had somebody there to counsel and bring him down and got him cool and calm.
Right.
But I don't know the details of that, so I won't go too past that, but it wasn't the first time that somebody had to deal with him on mental health issues.
Right, and I know reading a little bit about that, when they sent a doctor or like a psychiatrist out, they went there, they interviewed him. They was like, yes, he has issues, but it's not to a point to where we need to say that it's okay for us to send him to a mental hospital or a mental institute. Like he's dealing with this, but he's okay to a point he can stay home.
And I'm wondering, like with you saying that, I wonder if part of the reason why they say, okay, well, he's okay, we don't need to send him there. I wonder, is it because they don't have the funding? Like, it's kind of like,
that makes you
I only can send severe cases here because we don't have enough rooms or beds or money to send everybody here. Right. We send somebody who like, oh yeah, he probably need to go. And those people probably making hard decisions of, okay, we're not going to send him because he's straight.
But he's the one who's able-bodied enough to do what he did.
Right. Got the skill set to do exactly what he did.
Right.
He's a trained professional.
Right. That's what they train him to do.
Right. So and when we were seeing, we were like, how the hell he killed 12, 13 people with a handgun? And then once we saw Marine,
we saw that he was Marine.
We knew
boys are trained, not trained to
just trained to do
normal
their job.
They're trained to defend our country. And so that skill set, that skill that he knows how to do and how to handle guns and how to shoot and aim, it transitions into the real world. It could be devastating.
So question for y'all. Not saying that this is your view now, because I'm 100% sure your view has changed at this point now. Growing up, how were you taught to view joining the military? Me personally, I was taught, don't go to no military. That ain't what we do where we from. They don't
My grandmama said that's a white man's army.
I ain't gonna say she said that, but she said that ain't for you, that ain't what you do.
But hang on, let me follow that up. My grandmama said that's a white man's army.
Your grandma, I could get why your grandma would say.
But she came across somebody that was in the military and showed the discipline and the stuff that it does provide for you. And that changed her mind a little bit. So in her times, you got to think about Tuskegee Airmen and how they treated black men in her era, of course. But then she did see that it's a good to it as well. So.
I grew up, the military was never taught to me that the military was like, I mean, again, I come from areas where people do say, like I walk in cousin's house or here around the neighborhood, man, you don't need to sign up for no military and stuff like that. But then in my actual house, it wasn't a bad thing to serve the country or if you wanted to go be in the military. My dad was a politician. My dad did several things political. For those, we've talked about it. People have seen different pictures and stuff. He was big into politics. It was okay to serve your country. And the way my dad looked at it was just like with school. You use it as leverage. You use it as a place to get to your next point to get to your next whatever you're trying to do. And in some cases, for some people, it may not be a bad option.
Right.
You know, just depending. You get in the Navy, you get in the Air Force, you know, stuff like that. You know, I have a lot of family members that have served. And you know, I have respect, you know, despite what we see in this country of, you know, certain people trying to make the narrative of kneeling against military people. And no, that's not what it's about. No. And so shouts out to people who have put their life on the line and do that. You have to have a tremendous amount of bravery and courage to do what those people do. Right. And so I'm appreciative of those people who do that. But I just say for me that going to the military, it just wasn't an option for me because I wanted to play sports.
Right.
But I can't say that my mom didn't sit there and say like, hey, either you're gonna get a scholarship or you might have to end up going to the military. It was an option.
And I'm glad you said it like that because my whole purpose of that question was a 2-point question, and it made me remember that it was a 2-point question because I started off by saying, I know you don't view it that way now.
So you forgot one of the points?
No, I just knew I was, but that made me remember it. So that's why I asked it that way. But I was like, I know you don't view it that way now, but how did you view it growing up? And I get it now because now I appreciate it. Now it's needed. Man. Now I see what it does for people who go to the military. They get, honestly, if you're saying you get better jobs, you have no student loans, you get the best loans for houses and cars. So it's real beneficial.
Hey, but I tell you
get
what,
free schooling
because I got my oldest
house
brother.
loans. Them
house loans. You pay no down payment, basically no state
as long
tax
as the house that you getting is great, you can get a lot of perks.
My oldest brother, he went to the Navy. He told me firsthand, don't do it. He was in them streets before that though, so he used that as an escape route to get out them streets. He told me he would have never went
if he wasn't in the street. But it probably, but for you that was good, but for him, it probably was good for him to go.
Yeah, but
we talking about the Navy. It's not even the Army.
But we say that, but we got friends that serve. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Lionel served. We got Cash Money is still active. You know what I mean? And those people have been they're fine. They're living in, and again, we got people like I know, with Howard, you know what I'm saying? He died right out the gate. He sacrificed his life, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different ways or directions that it can go. It just make sure it's for you.
Make sure it's what you want to do. It's not doing it. Make sure it's not because your mama said you got to go or somebody said you go. Make sure it's what you want to do.
Because, hey, the purpose of the military is to go to war.
I mean, just if it's what you want to do, make sure it's what you want to do.
Right. Know what you're doing.
I'm not going to say don't do it, and I'm not going to say
it's needed. We need it. You got to do it.
We need people who want to do it, and if you up to the task, then let's get it.
And sticking with that theme, y'all, it is Veterans Day. So happy Veterans Day, y'all.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day. Thank you, Todd.
Salute to all my people who have served.
It's observed Monday, but this come out of it.
Technically, it's on the 11th because it's November, the 11th month, the 11th day of 11th year.
Salute to all our veterans out there, man. Again, from the Dummies Podcast, you are appreciated.
Thank y'all.
One of California's wildfires, man. We saw California have some raging wildfires, and we saw that one of the wildfires grew so fast it was equivalent of a football field catching fire every second.
That's per second?
Second?
I don't know if y'all seen videos from the wildfires out there in California, but basically due to intense winds and the low humidity, it's basically fueling those flames. The dry vegetation, it's all the recipes are right. That's having one of the most destructive wildfires that we've seen in this times. Have y'all seen any of the images or anything that's come out from
what you mean by is right? The
vegetation.
So because of that vegetation and
it's
all
dry.
Of that,
it's like
so because grass, of that makes it more. Because I was going to ask that.
Yeah, it makes it more combustible.
What caused? Okay.
Yeah, like if you think about Alabama in the deep August, it's super dry, it's humid. That grass is ripe. You drop a cigarette butt on it, oof, it's gonna explode.
But is it more so there because of like wind blowing in, or if it's...
Yeah, that's what I said. Everything was right. The wind, the vegetation.
That's what I meant. That's
the lack of rain. Lack of rain.
All of that playing a factor to why it was so intense. And we saw that. Have y'all had a chance to see images or anything from this particular incident?
I saw a few images and pictures, and of course Will Smith on Instagram. On his snap, he had it on there. He was giving updates because he have a house right over there in that area, and he was updating. He was like, "Okay, at this point, we see the smoke. okay, we're gonna stay. We're not in any danger. We're gonna stay and see how it turns out. But you can see big boy smoke and fire with him. Then he got on there again. We're like, hey, okay, at this point now I see fire. I wasn't gonna leave, but at this point I'm scared. So we getting the hell up out of here.
Yeah, and we saw that it grew It grew over 5,000 acres in less than 3 hours.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Think about that. 100 yards.
It just shows you the
A
power
football
of it.
field every 3 seconds.
100 yards. That's 100 yards every 3 seconds. That's crazy.
That's
That's
crazy.
tough, man.
A human being can't even run that fast.
Right.
Half that fast.
Prayers to everybody out there. I seen and I read today that there was some deaths at the point when I read earlier. I
Yeah.
want to say it was like 6 or 7.
6 or 7. That's where
At
it
that
was.
point. So rest in peace to those people. Everybody, if you can get out, get out. I have a question about that. What happens? Like, we see those wildfires happen very often. What happens after the wildfires? Do they rebuild? Do they go somewhere else? Because if they continuously happen, isn't that shit gonna continually?
I mean, it's a part of the nature. It's just like when you say what happens.
Do they rebuild on that land eventually?
Yeah. It's just like with a hurricane. Think
Right.
about it. When you come through a hurricane, it's water, it's wet, it blows up everything, it goes through everything. You got all that mold and dampness, but you come back and humans, we're good at persevering now.
Yeah.
We
Give us a
go
spot of
through-
land, we'll make
yeah,
it
we
work.
go through bad things and we turn around and we rebuild.
Yeah, look at New Orleans, right after post Katrina, and look at it now. Most of that stuff.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of people around the world, like my man,
Why you
was
live
getting
in
into-
Why you live in New Orleans or something?
or they was just looking at like, what do you do now? You know what I'm saying?
Rebuild.
New Orleans is
That's what they said. Rebuild.
surviving and
Rebuild.
thriving, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, shouts out to those people. Our prayers go out, to all those people affected by that. We just hope that everybody's safe and they get through it. We saw that we had homework last week, man. We had entertainment.
You got an F.
It's somebody here probably got an F, but we were supposed to go look at the Vince Staples album as well as hers album. Who got a chance? Which one of you niggas did your homework? Todd, you look like you didn't do your homework.
I did my homework.
Well, you did her. That was cheating.
Yeah.
I think
You
he
did
did,
your homework?
he did his
did
homework
yesterday.
pre-homework. He did it before we gave it his homework.
He gave the lesson.
Ooh, her. Yeah, I threw my homework. Hey, he was the first nigga done.
You that goddamn kid we had in school. You the reason we have homework. You asked
Oh,
for it.
substitute teacher, we usually have homework on Tuesday.
This nigga. But I got a chance to check it
Nigga
out.
took
man.
names and everything. Didn't
Right.
I'll write them down for you. If they get up while you leave out,
your
I was
name,
never the
mister.
Oh, I did mine already. Todd, you get a gold star, goddamn.
I was never that guy.
No,
I couldn't be that guy. I
Homework,
never
man.
got picked to take names. I ain't never get picked.
Well, you got picked on the dummies, nigga.
well, I finally did the homework for the first time in my life.
Sounds about right.
Hey man, her, she's pretty cool. If you're sad and you're going through some shit, if that's your case, she's pretty good though. She got a real good voice. She has some real good content. It's just so sad, man. I'm like, who hurt her? Who hurt her? Come on, her.
Man, I listened to it very late. When it first came on, I was like, oh shit, this shit is trash.
I liked it.
Number 2, the Can't Help Me. It was a cool song because it's like, it was surprising coming from a woman. Because it's like,
Right.
if you go listen to it, it's how a man feels. Like, man, shut up sometimes. Like,
What's
why
the,
you
hold on,
gotta keep...
what's the title again?
It was just like, I know I keep saying shit and just being aggravating. It's on that type of vibe. But so that was like cool.
Women gonna get your ass.
Yeah, but they be aggravating. Go listen to
Can't get right.
Can't Help
Get 'em.
Me. Go listen to Can't Help Me, and that's how your man feels. Exactly what she's
I'm
saying.
gonna have to go listen to it to see if that's how.
I think
He just spoke for all y'all, nigga.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I said I'm gonna go listen to it. I don't know.
Grace
but
gonna
I'ma
go
see.
listen to him like, shit, that's how Scoop feel, because
I'ma
that's
go
what
find
Can't
out.
Get Right said.
Look what you doing to us. You see what you doing to us, cuz?
Hey,
no,
that nigga don't speak for me.
Not me at all.
because if y'all go listen as a couple, you'll be,
We will. Number 2?
Right.
Number 2.
We'll do it tonight. We're gonna do it, and I'm gonna text you immediately.
Maybe not tonight.
Why?
Because your ass gonna be drunk. So
Always
do
drunk.
it tomorrow.
He gonna go in there with the
drunk.
aggressive hood.
Yeah, God damn it.
I want to do this shit.
And he turned it off.
I'm always drunk, so no, that's not gonna change anything.
But no, go back and listen to number 2.
I got you.
Besides that, it was kind of trash.
Okay. Oh yeah, Vince
Staples.
Her. Go, no, stay on her. Stay on her.
Okay,
Go.
okay.
Go.
Well, why should I? Well, I told you I liked it. I mean, it was cool with me.
Ain't that
It ain't one of those situations where I'm just listening to that shit. I'm riding to it. It's one of those.
Well, it sounded like it.
Who, Vince Staples or
No,
her?
You thought that shit.
Her.
The way you made it seem like her was jamming.
It just came out, Joe. I had just listened to it.
That nigga pat the baby.
It just came out. So, I mean, I listened to it on that Friday. It's not like I've been banging that shit since last
I
Friday.
listened on this Saturday.
You made it sound like
Right, you know what I'm saying? I've been listening to the different
You
shit.
overhyped it.
I think it's her
I don't
fans.
think I did.
I
You know what I'm saying?
think for her fans, I think it's amazing. I think me personally, for her fans, it's amazing.
For her fans.
Yeah,
Her.
her fans.
Her.
Yeah, okay.
Say what you want to, but like my nigga Stock say, I'm a real nigga. I just like the shit. I mean,
But
you can
nobody
say
was
what you want to
questioning.
say.
Okay.
Nobody was questioning your man.
Stop. So Stock, what do you think about her? Like Stock said,
I listened to it,
Uh-huh.
and I heard your CD.
Yeah.
It was riding, man. What Jesus said. It was riding, man. Nice in the trash can.
hey man,
No. Come on. No disrespect. I like. I listen to it. Just when y'all hear me talk about this type of music, I'm not a huge R&B kind of person. I listen to it, and I'm gonna listen to it because she's a dope artist. I have loved things of hers in the past, but I couldn't get into this. I couldn't find nothing that resonated with me, that made me enjoy it. I'm gonna keep listening though, because I think that she's dope, and I've loved things of hers in the past, but this little second part, I just haven't been able to get with it just yet. So right now it's not so good to me. But I'll try it again. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to try it again. I also did listen to Vince Staples, and I liked the Vince Staples. It came in, and it could have been I turned off her and went right to Vince Staples. Well, her ended, and then I went to Vince Staples, and it was pretty good. I liked his production. The production on it was great. I just like the fact that I remember when I was young, coming up listening to rap. And every region sounded like where you was from.
I'm so glad you said
I love like when you out of town and you go visit out of town, you feel like you out of town. These people talk different, they dress different, they say things different. And I love when I listen to my music, we had gotten a point with music where everybody sounded like down south, heavy 808s, dragging, slurring of the speech. That's a southern thing.
original.
That's how we talk, that's our dialect. You know what I mean? But whether it's, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, we got a southern drawl about ourselves. And a lot of music kind of resonated towards that because that's what was popular. But I like Vince Staples because it sounds West Coast. And that's why I like it. And I love the West Coast vibe that he put on it. And I can enjoy it from, not even being out there, but I can enjoy his music for where he come from. So shouts out to Vince Staples. I fuck with it.
Vince Staples as a person, dope. I like the interviews. He a funny guy. I don't mean no disrespect because I learned that if you say weird to them, then that's highly offensive.
Right.
So me saying you're a funny guy, I mean no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? So I think he cool, but as far as his music, for me, it just wasn't for me. I listened to my homework immediately after I left, trying to be an A student. I only made it through a song and a half, and I had to get it out of there. Hard.
Vince Staples?
Yeah, Vince Staples. I had to get it out. It just ain't for me, man.
But at the same time, just giving a whole story, who don't like nobody that got like a different accent than Southern shit?
I like Kendrick Lamar. I like Dr. Dre.
Yeah, but
I like
Kendrick don't have that accent.
And I'm gonna tell you. But you have to say, out of everybody, I listen to the most music.
No, you do not. out of the most people, Todd listens to the most.
Todd, yes.
Okay, right.
But so I Todd, y'all like Hootie weird. He listens to niggas.
But hang on. I'm gonna tell you why you
But
weird.
I'm gonna say something. But just saying, Hootie, you don't like niggas with accents. Like if I give you some Michigan shit, you gonna
I don't
say,
think
"Man,
that's
his
true."
accent. Yeah.
I might not. No. I might not like a nigga because of his
You don't
accent.
even like Southern shit because of their accent. You'll say like,
There are some accents I don't like, but I listen to New York niggas. I listen to Philly niggas. I listen to Florida niggas. I listen to Cali
No, you
niggas. I
love
listen
them.
to Texas niggas.
no, you.
That's a lot of different
I be
accents.
like UGK, the nigga be like, they country.
Nah,
That don't mean I don't like everybody
No,
from Texas. That's different. I'm
just saying,
I might not like you because of your accent
I'm just saying
and your
you're
voice.
suspicious.
But
That's
there's a
all.
lot
Go
of
ahead,
niggas
my
I
bad,
like
my
because
bad.
of it.
So you listen to 40 minutes of her, but couldn't listen to 22 minutes of a nigga rapping?
Right.
Okay.
Well,
I think that's some weirdo shit.
It came
You're a
on.
weirdo. That's why.
It came on, and I was like, oh yeah, this shit here sound like it's finna be riding.
And immediately,
Number 2, 3, and 4, 5.
It's only
Hey,
like
lost me.
6 songs, guys.
like he said, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is trash. It's
Like
trash.
I couldn't get with it. And I'm
Now I will say
and-
2, 1, and 3 was live. 2,
2 wasn't good.
yeah, 2
Yeah.
wasn't good. So
Yeah.
I'm with you.
So I mean, it was an EP. I put it out there as an EP. It was just a bad EP. He put out a solid body of work. Maybe we'll try it again.
Mhm.
Maybe. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say with
But to be fair, I'll give him another shot because I try to give everybody second and third chances. So I'll see later.
yeah, because you gave my boy Dope by Rock.
Yeah, we gonna
know
get
it.
You know, I
he
told
said-
You gave my boy 100 tries.
Well, to be fair, I don't think I ever have. I don't know if I ever really,
You really
gave him a
didn't.
fair shot.
I guess
Today was my really first fair shot.
I
Nigga
kind of know
lied,
when you
man.
gonna like.
You lied.
I pretty much know all you niggas, and I know when y'all gonna
You
like.
don't know me,
something.
cuz.
Yes, I do.
You don't like
And I kept telling you, man, you'll like it. Yeah, fuck that shit. I ain't listening to it. Fuck that shit. I ain't listening to it. You know his favorite line? Fuck that shit. I ain't
Everything is fuck
listening
that
to it.
shit. But
Exactly.
you remind me of somebody.
Who?
Jeezy. Young Jeezy. Well, a young Jeezy. To
No.
me.
No.
Person. Me.
No.
I'm not saying
No.
who he sounds like to you.
everybody,
To me,
I
reminds
see.
me of a Jeezy.
I see about 5 heads in here shaking their head. No.
That's them. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't
That means
change my
it's
mind.
Majority rule, nigga.
No,
Fuck.
it don't. Not for me.
You're just weird. You're
No,
different.
I'll take that. I don't want to be like y'all.
I don't know. I mean, they do talk about dope, but he don't remind me of Jeezy.
Just the rawness of it, the naturalness of it.
A young
Okay.
Jesus.
I see
A
what-
You
young,
know what I'm saying? I'm not saying just the rawness, the
Explain
naturalness.
it. You should explain that shit.
I'm trying to, nigga. Y'all won't even listen
Now
to
you just kept
you-
saying, he remind me of
No, no, no.
Jesus.
No,
How,
soon-
Hootie?
no,
He remind
no.
me of Jesus.
Listen, okay, listen. Soon as I said he remind me of Jeezy, immediately head started shaking. I didn't have a chance to explain. Goddamn, how am I
We
explaining?
still don't agree, but we just, I
Yeah.
get what you're saying.
You make it a little bit better when you
Right.
explain it.
You're welcome.
And plus, you don't like Southern rap, so
I love Southern rap. You're a fool for saying that.
No,
I just don't
you
like
really
your Southern rap. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm not sorry, but I don't. Sorry.
okay. I'm not like it. Wasn't trying to start a fight.
Hey, they were
Aggressive man.
And it was crazy. They were talking about you before you got here.
Tell
man.
them don't talk about
He was talking about.
Yeah, they were saying that you wouldn't even know no Outkast songs.
Or UGK.
Yeah. Nigga weird, man. Nigga had it on the blouse. I ain't
Again.
do that.
And so that's just right. He don't like Southern music. You right, can't get right. No, I'm
I like him now. I love him
you
now.
don't like Outkast?
I love him now.
Who?
Andre.
Him? Who's
Andre.
him?
Andre. I love Andre now. But I
You know,
didn't.
it's two people in Outcast, right?
I love Big Boy as
Nigga
well.
say he like him now. Andre ain't put out no song.
because I said blouse. I'm
We
thinking
was
of,
having an Outcast conversation. He like, I like him.
I like him now.
I'm thinking of the last songs that we've heard on the Rick Ross's albums, on the with the Waynes, and I'm thinking those.
Yes,
things.
he's
So
one
yes,
of,
he's the same artist. So if you like him now, would you go back and go listen to him?
I haven't.
because
Why?
he's half of
'Cause I haven't.
Outcast.
So it's time.
Yeah.
I don't know if old music is always the
Let's
same as
assign
new
who to
music.
some homework.
Who ain't doing no more y'all motherfucking homework.
Come on. Let's,
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
listen to Aquemini.
Aquemini and
I really do
ATL.
think you should
I'll
do
give us a
yourself
shot.
this
I'll give
favor
us a shot.
over there.
I'll
Yeah,
give it a shot.
please
I'll
go listen to
do yourself.
ATL.
Give me
No,
one project. One
wait,
project.
No, 2.
Just
ATL.
one. Give me one to start with.
Man, you got a whole 7 days.
I'll get that. Give me
Or
one.
just shuffle. You work out every day.
Southern
ATL.
playlist,
You should.
Cadillac
No,
music.
no. Please don't tell him to listen to it while he work out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like
On your drive, on your commute home, listen
Southern
to ATL first.
AT Alien.
No, don't give him Southern playlist.
That's the first one.
Yeah, but don't
That's
give
a
him
little
that.
deep cut. Yeah,
Don't give him
yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
too raw.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Give ATL.
ATL is a little bit more commercial.
Yeah, and it's
I
more
don't need
rappy.
commercial. I like rapping. I don't prefer
Right.
commercial anyway.
Listen, I got you. ATL.
That's all I need for now. I will revisit that next week. Done. I'm not. Fuck y'all
And
and
then
all
go
y'all
this
homework.
Aquemini.
Fuck y'all.
Aquemini.
You got to throw Aquemini in
You
there.
gotta listen
because
to
I
Aquemini.
think that's their, and I'm an outcast. for
We'll
that.
talk about that next week.
I think Aquemini.
ATL in for now.
You-
Okay.
Aquemini.
ATL.
No, you got 2 homework
Two
assignments.
homework.
Yeah,
Nigga,
who's
you
not
listen to
gonna do
her and Vince Staples in 2 weeks. You can do this.
Well, I listened
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be
yeah.
fair. I listened to her in 2 minutes of Instable.
Right. But you're not going to do that to these projects that we just gave you.
You never know.
No. Because you say you like Andre. So listen to those.
They're longer projects, I'm sure too.
Here we go.
Yeah, and more rapping.
More to die.
We saw standard music news. Finally, we got something non-negative to report. We saw that Nicki Minaj, she
them?
joins just 4 acts with triple-digit totals. Nicki Minaj becomes the first female artist with 100 career visits to the Billboard Hot 100 chart. She's debuting at number 83. Dated November 10th as a featured artist on Tiger's track Dip. Did y'all have a chance to see Nicki Minaj hit this list? And if so, what do y'all think about it? What y'all feeling with it?
I think this is one of those ESPN stats that means a bunch of nothing.
Hey, ESPN will come up with some stats.
Yeah, like LeBron James
he's
is
the
the most leading scorer with 8 minutes left in the game.
He's the first player to score when the air conditioner is below 62.
Like, yes, when it's freezing outside. Oh, he scores 30 plus. Like, no.
Well, them niggas got a stat for a stat, don't it?
And the reason why I say that, because back in the day, the only thing that charted was your single. Like, now with streaming, your whole album can chart. If they're streaming and it's hot, your whole album can chart. So it doesn't matter as
You
much.
say the key word. If it's streaming and it's hot. It's hot. Basically, all of those songs are hot.
But the first day, your album was be hot anyway. If you're a Nicki Minaj, yes, your whole album is gonna chart probably that day. How they do charting?
I don't think so, because if that's the case, then Taylor Swift would be on there, which she isn't.
No, this said hip hop artist.
No, because Taylor Swift is on the list. She's just at number 80 something.
So you think Nicki Minaj has 100 good songs?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't.
100,
Out your goddamn,
And it's not,
out your
it's
cotton
not
picking
songs.
mind.
It's not 100 songs. It's 100 verses.
No,
can be a
it's
verse.
songs.
Hey.
It can be a verse that she did on somebody else's song.
Time. You just said he out his cotton picking mind. It's crazy that you say that. And I know this shit's so crazy. We finna go in a whole different direction.
Mhm.
I had remember where you was at. I was
okay.
having a conversation with somebody, and they were saying that cotton picking mind, right?
I saw that shit.
No, well wait.
It's racist.
Just wait.
Okay.
Just wait. You said something, you said it so smooth and easy, and it was so cool for you to say. How would you feel if somebody,
A white person.
said that?
Me personally,
You'll be offended.
no, I wouldn't be
Let
offended.
him answer.
I think that's a basic thing.
Because
I mean, I understand it, but it's based. If Donald Trump says it, I'm gonna think he's racist because of his background.
That's not fair.
So how do you pick and
But-
That's not
choose?
fair,
but
man.
if
That's
a
not
person-
fair. That's not fair.
If a person that I have no, because he's said things and done things that are clearly racist, but a person I don't know that say like the monkeying up thing.
But apparently,
I don't know if that person is racist, but I don't think that term is racist.
But apparently, it's only racist when he says it's when he says it because you deem it as racist.
No, because he does racist things all the time.
But see what? Okay, and so that's, and I know we weren't trying to go here,
I don't
but it's
care.
crazy because I had this conversation, and I had this conversation with somebody at work that this week, and we was talking about, and I love this guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a white guy.
I know he got it from.
My boy Drew. He love. We always have great conversations about just race, and we can keep it real with each other, and I like it. Nobody's offended by the conversation because we're having a good conversation. But how you were saying that if Donald Trump said it'd be bad, but if somebody else said you wouldn't think nothing. This is the confusion that we have. Like we pick and choose who can say what, and it's like,
You wanna be
okay, well,
treated
I
equal.
just meant it like how you said it, and then everybody get mad because Drew was saying that that was just a phrase, like wait a cot pick a minute.
A southern phrase.
But he's a white guy, and he was like, I realized like maybe I don't need to use that term because I don't want nobody to be offended, even though that was just a normal phrase.
I guess that's like
of
us
mine.
saying nigga. We say nigga, but we
Right.
don't want them to say it. I get it. I guess.
I get it. Well, cot picking and
Nah, nigga is no.
just not the same word. Just as far as it being racist for one and not for the other.
yeah.
No.
That's all.
Yeah, but-
no, don't say nigga.
That's just way different though.
One's racist.
I get what you're trying to equate, but just different. But look, I guess what you said, wait a cot picking minute, and that was the exact word and phrase that we said. That shit is country as fuck, it's southern as fuck, but that is a term. Wait a cot picking minute, and they say it, and it's like, oh, it's cool, and nobody said nothing when you said it. But if somebody of a different color was here, it might have been skirt. Dez would have pumped the brakes and had the car wreck on them.
I think if they had like a country accent and said, wait a cotton picking minute, we've heard that.
You would have took it worse probably if you had a country accent. You would have thought that's how they thought. Because he was telling me a story. He told me a story.
We've heard that before and not thought twice about it.
Because he was telling me.
But now it's just more high attention than ever.
Yes. But we've heard that before and never thought anything.
I still never thought about it until somebody broke it down that this is racist. I never thought about it until they felt
and it's
that
crazy
way.
because he listens to us, and he was saying how
we love you, whoever you are.
Yeah, he was saying how they had a party in college, and he was like he thought nothing of it. And I know this guy personally. He's cool. You know what I'm saying? Straight. He said he didn't think nothing of it. He grew up in rural Alabama, but he thinks like us. You know what I'm saying? He has difference of opinions, but he thinks like us. But he said that him and his roommate didn't, they was like, oh, let's get these Confederate flags. And they bought some.
White guy?
Yeah. They bought some Confederate flags and they put it in the window, like some little small ones. He was like, they ain't think none of it. They was like, oh, this is some Southern stuff. We watch Dukes of Hazzard. And this is cool. We going to just put this in. That's how they thought of it. And he said they had a big party. He said his homeboys came over there. His homeboys was black. And they was like, we don't like that. And the reason why he was telling me this because he heard what we was talking about the neighbors last week and about that. And he was saying how his homeboy was like, man, that ain't cool. And he said he felt so sick, like,
gotta take it down.
Damn, man.
I'm
take
sorry.
that shit off, man. He said he took that shit and threw it in the trash. Like, get it out of there. Like, we don't give a shit about that. Like, we just thought it was, Dukes of Hazzard. Let's put this on. So I just say that, you said perspective. And we think perspective. Everything is perspective. And sometimes we need to just pump your brakes, take a look at who's saying it. But I also understand the delicateness in that. I don't know why the fuck I went off on that. I just saw that you said cotton picking, and that was part of our conversation. I just wanted to talk about it real quick.
You told me remember the original point, but I really don't.
I just feel like
no. I don't remember
the point either.
No, I didn't say remember the original
where I
point.
was.
I said remember where you was. You were talking about Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, I know you was
but,
that.
But with that, I just feel like nuance is needed. Like everything doesn't have to be black and white. It can be a small gray area, or maybe is this way with this way.
Is it though?
That's the confusion.
We need it.
But you say with Trump, it has to be black and white,
right?
Because
that's confusing, my nigga.
Being racist.
That's but confusing. It's still confusing.
Because if Trump hear you what you just said and was like, oh, well, what the fuck? I can say cotton picking, and then he said, and then you like, nah, you can't say it.
Right. That's confusing. Who can say it? Who deems who's eligible to say it?
Well, if you have a history of being racist, I'm just going to assume certain stuff that's borderline is racist.
I get what you're saying.
Somebody's going to say you have a history of being racist. Somebody's going to say that.
Yeah.
Me?
Anybody can. I can say you have a history of being racist, my nigga. Again, could you?
Maybe you can, but the public can't.
No, people who listen to the podcast.
Okay, bro.
I'm racist.
Hey, but Todd answer that shit like your old great granddad. Hey,
okay, bro.
Look, let me tell you something.
Okay, bro.
Let me just, hey, look, they talk to you so calm. Hey, look, come here, boss.
Nicki Minaj. I think it's dope. I do think it's dope that focus on being dope, man. I don't give a fuck if it's singles, if it's songs, if it's albums being streamed. You're the first woman on a Hot 100 with 100 songs. Yeah. Act like and that's all it is.
And I do think that, and I agree with you. Like Nicki Minaj, you in a place now where like, and you've always been in this place. Like you were in the driver's seat. You have been the queen, and you forgot in certain instances, you forgot your place.
When you don't have to.
Yeah, and just be you. Continue to relish in your highlights, and that's it. Shit, don't step down off of that pedestal.
Not saying that you're better than anybody, but technically, according to the Billboard 100 charts, you are.
And
you're better than them all.
I think it's gonna feed our ego a little bit. I
hope it does in a positive way.
You know what I'm saying?
I hope it does in a positive way.
But I don't think it's gonna be in a positive way.
I don't think so either.
It should in a way where you stop doing that fuck shit.
Right.
And
right.
I mean, staying there, we see Nicki Minaj and and beefing, and she's been rivaling with Carter, and we always say don't stop working, and Carter's not gonna stop working because we saw that Cardi B basically signed a deal with Reebok. Shouts out to Carter for signing a deal with Reebok. Let's applaud that. Cardi B has officially signed a deal with Reebok for an endorsement partnership that will feature the Bronx native, which is geared towards her brand. It's a stylish footwear and apparel. The brand is officially dubbing the unification of Cardi Box. I don't know.
Cardi Box?
Yeah, they need to change that name. That's trash.
Cardi Box.
They calling that shit Cardi Box, my nigga. Like, yeah. Reeboks, Cardi Box, I guess.
Trash.
Have y'all had a chance to see that? What y'all think about that? Where we at?
I think it's dope, man. And I'm glad we on a positive stage. Keep doing positive things. Do what works for you. And man, it's a good move in the right direction. That
just go to the point of everybody can eat. It's a room for everybody.
Yeah,
we see Nicki on the Hot 100 and all the people, and we see Cardi getting a Reebok deal. Neither one of those affected the other. Like, shit, just get your money, man. Like, we so big, man. We so big. Man, we have so much influence, man, on the world that, like, we can sit here and beef it out. We can sit here and shoot it out. We can fight it out. We can do all of that shit. But if you look on the grand scheme of things, you can go be on the Hot 100 and get all the accolades for that, and I can go get a deal with Reebok.
Right.
Nicki can go turn around and get something with Nike. Like, they don't affect the two. Like, just.
But people like us, people like us who are like-minded in the aspect, we see that. But when they're seeing the internet going crazy over the crazy shit, what do you do?
I don't know. We talk about that.
What do you do?
Like button.
I just think Nicki just been tripping. But going just to this, not to lump them two in. As a back in the day, avid Reebok wearer and a lover of Reebok, and then going back to the Winona game, seeing the young kids, because Reebok has a shoe that looks like the Balenciaga shoe, like that bulky shoe.
That's cheap. That's cheap.
No, Reebok has one too, and I seen it.
I thought it was Fila.
That shit is trash. They have one too, but that shit is trash.
And
I just don't like the direction that Reebok is going in. So I don't know how much her thing is going to change that.
But if you look at it though, think about all of they are collaborating with the culture. What a name, Lil Baby?
Yeah.
Cardi B, Jay-Z with Puma.
The nigga.
All it is okay.
The nigga who was on the halftime show.
Wear my Reeboks. I'll pay you to put these on.
That's what it's about too, though.
And that's it. It don't matter how it looks.
That's what it's about.
Have you seen the haircuts that's been coming out now, boy?
Because to be fair,
the new fatback. What it is, that Yellow Beezy? You ain't seen that?
The new
fatback.
But
to Yellow Beezy, that's always
they've been doing that in Texas.
That's been a Dallas.
That's been doing
just
that,
like in certain parts, the booster fade. That just like in Texas, it used to be. It used to be the South Side fade.
Right.
Like that's been a thing.
But that's what I'm saying. These big corporations are taking those people in the culture in which they because they're at the forefront right
That's
now.
not bad.
I know. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying the direction like who is Pharrell with? He's with
Adidas.
Yeah, like his Adidas doesn't look like a typical Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as they allow her to be who she is and kind of make it her own, I'm all good with it.
Right.
But hey, did y'all really like Reeboks like that? Like to
2 for $89.
Stop.
Yeah.
No. Listen to me. I wore them as well because of Juvenile and Soldier Reeboks. But
And
them
you
hoes was
wore 'em.
leaning to the side by day 4.
That's why they were 2 for $89.
Yeah, you go buy you another
Hey, you
pair.
go
Black and
leaning
white
that
pair.
way, goddamn.
I remember scuffing them bitches up, and I went and
You need a new pair every week, goddamn.
whole nother pair.
Need a new pair every week.
every month.
That
$2 for $89. It was $89. You got 2 pair of shoes for $89.
Reeboks is probably the shoe I bought the most of the same shoe.
Believe that.
I did too.
Yeah.
I done bought a couple of Jordans twice,
did
but I
too.
done bought Reeboks.
Now,
I was soldiers. Mine was
But you gotta
soldiers.
wait. You gotta wait 3-4 years to
For
buy
Jordan.
Jordan again.
Yeah.
Them soldiers
2 for
every other month.
$89, nigga. You winning that bitch.
Black
Nigga,
and white.
Me and my
12.
partner right here. Look.
What y'all call-
2
what
for
y'all-
$89. He get 1 pair. I get 1 pair, and then we go back in there again and do it all over again.
Did y'all call them soldiers or y'all call them something else?
I ain't never really. I mean,
We call them soldier
the,
Reeboks.
the narrow toes. I call them soldiers.
The little high tops with
The mid.
The high top with the strap. Yeah.
No strap.
No strap.
No strap.
No strap. Strap with foams. We call them foams.
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 Yeah, the
No, I'm
strap.
talking about like college days.
No, nigga. The soldiers
high
didn't have
school
a strap.
soldiers
No soldier
No,
had no
no,
strap.
the soldiers didn't have a strap.
soldiers,
I'm
you
talking
just-
about like the other high
Here
top.
we
Reeboks.
go. We know who never really wore Reeboks. He's
Come on,
running.
bro. I got pictures in goddamn high school when I had the soldieries.
Not
Not
the
if
right
they had
ones,
straps.
No, they ain't have straps.
Not
The
the right
soldieries ain't have straps. But y'all do know it's,
Yeah,
it's
them
other
ain't the
Reeboks.
soldiers, though.
No,
No,
I'm talking about
Narrow
soldier
toe.
Reeboks.
Oh no,
I ain't
soldiers shouldn't have straps.
talking
No,
about
no.
soldiers,
The soldiers,
mid,
the narrow
mid
toe.
version, the 3/4. I ain't
the narrow
talking
toe.
about.
They had white and black, and that was it. The bubblegum bottoms is not the soldiers. Them wasn't it.
They were fresh, but they wasn't it.
They wasn't it. Yeah.
Man, them peanut butter bottom soldiers was fresh.
They had
was
peanut butter
fresh,
bottom
but
soldiers,
they
but yeah.
But they weren't the soldiers.
They wasn't in the 2 for $89.
Yeah. No, you could get them 2 for
You can. It's the black, the white, and the black with the
peanut butter bottom?
Yeah,
The
we
black
call them
with the
soldiers.
peanut bottom
We
was
still
some
call
of the
them soldiers. They
coldest
just
shoe
was
ever.
peanut butter bottom.
You tripping on that peanut butter bottom.
Yeah,
I ain't never had. I just had the black and the white.
But yeah,
personally.
shouts out to Carter. She signed a deal with Reebok. And staying with Carter, we saw that Offset announced that he's dropping his album on
We went to
December the
Adidas,
14th.
Reebok.
Uh.
Y'all niggas crazy.
I said Adidas.
Eventually, we did talk about Adidas.
Well, I mean, that was part of the conversation. But shouts out to Carter for signing with Reebok. Offset announced that he's going to drop his album on December the 14th. We're going to wait and see what happens with that. I don't know if y'all care. I just personally hope. I just think that Offset is going to have probably the better album of all the Migos, but we'll see where it goes from, where it goes to from there.
To be fair, I felt like that about each of them, and I retracted my statement each time.
I've always felt, I've been saying on here for the longest that Offset was going to have
We're gonna see. Hopefully so.
the better album.
I have some.
Who was the recent one that did
Take off.
Take off.
I'll tell you, man.
I have something for it
I
to
like
not
to-
listen to. Not listen to.
I'm gonna listen to it, but to be fair, like I always said, to me, my favorite Migo is the
I'm gonna
Migo.
tell you what. In the words of a nigga time, I'm tell you what I'm not gonna do.
We gonna make that's gonna be homework. We gonna make you.
Yeah, you
Shit,
know,
I'm gonna get an F that day.
You want to give me homework, but you don't want to do homework, nigga? What kind of shit is that?
Yeah, I know it's gonna be trash. Y'all gonna tell me it's trash.
yeah, but you made him listen to Vince Staples, and he tried to tell you that last week.
And I listen to that bullshit.
So you're
Sorry,
gonna
man.
listen to Offset.
Like, here's a person you cool.
But okay, out of the four of us, I like it. One other person liked it,
They listen.
and then y'all didn't like it. That's
Yeah.
cool, but I think that's
And that's how
okay.
it's gonna be, but they still listen.
Yeah.
My man just went back and listened to Dope Boy. Know what
If
I'm saying?
y'all feel that bad about it, I will listen to it.
Okay. Yeah. And we'll see how it go from there, but that's definitely gonna be your homework. Diving into the weekly hot topic. Being that we keep seeing that mass shootings keep happening, and we definitely wanna, say RIP to all the people who, from the Thousand Oaks massacre over in California, where the shooter opened fire, ultimately taking the lives of 12 people. With all these mass shootings going on, how does that affect you going out in public? And do you own guns? How do you feel about guns as a whole, overall? Do you think about that stuff when you take an account about going out as far as like bars? We see it's bars. It can be restaurants. It could be, the other night we went to a basketball game. Do these mass shootings change how you feel or how you decide to make your decisions?
I'm not gonna make a decision on if I go out or not based off of mass shooting, but I have seen that people have been getting crazy lately. So Halloween, I did make a decision. Like, man, I really don't feel like going out, so there's no real reason to. But as far as being fearful of a mass shooting, no. But you are like aware of it, and that's all I would say.
Right, and I'm with you on that, man. Partially, because you're kind of crazy.
Very.
But to me, it does affect things that I do, man. Like it just seems to where it's at a point to whereas I'm going to go here, but I do have to worry about these things. But yeah, I'm probably still going to go. Like simply as a movie theater, a concert, a bar, a football game, a basketball. I'm gonna go, but I am going to be conscious that this may happen. But will that affect whether I have one? I have one gun, man. I've shot a gun once in my life in the air, one shot. Pow.
You still got that same gun?
Same 380. That bitch ain't been shot in 5 years.
That bitch looks so rough.
It's still cool though. But you know what I'm saying?
You remember when you had that China Bear pop gun?
Yeah.
Ain't you trying to be funny? That bitch look like a one shooter.
Hey, you have a musket in your closet, or you did.
Who?
You, but
That
big
was
boy,
bad shit.
goddamn Elmer Fudd musket. Hey. That nigga got
was
smoke
very
coming out
long.
the back of it. That
all
nigga
I'm
Bear
saying.
got all the
that nigga got an
artillery.
Elmer Fudd musket. But yeah, man, my wife wants a gun. I don't want to get her one for the simple fact that if she gets it and something happens, she'll have to use it. And I know it's simple stuff that like, why you didn't call
But
me back? Stuff like that.
would you rather have it where she have it and in a position to have to use it than be in a position to need it and not have it?
Me personally, I would rather her never have to use it because I know her.
I got
know,
it.
right.
We don't ever want anybody to
I
have
don't
to
wanna-
use it.
so I
But
don't-
would you rather be in a position to have it and need it than need it and not have it?
I feel the same, my nigga. I don't want her to have it because I don't want to deal. I
I was
don't
just
want her to have to deal with what would happen if she have to shoot. Nigga,
The consequences.
nigga, she go crazy over killing a bug, like for real, over
I
a
know.
bug. So
I had to come
person,
kill that spider.
yeah,
one
nigga,
time.
she will go crazy. No, I don't want her to deal.
I
with
rather-
And the spider was good and dead.
Yeah,
I
fool, like she-
want to add.
Yeah, goddamn
And she
cringe.
still wanted more shit to happen to
She
the
wanted
spider. I'm
6
like,
different
the nigga
steps.
not moving. Goddamn, she-
But
You gotta get him. You gotta get the napkin. No.
I'm pretty sure, like when those people who got shot in that synagogue, those people who are in the nightclub, they didn't feel like they had to take that in there. So even with them having it, they probably would have left it in the car. You see what I'm saying? Going into a grocery store,
Yeah.
you probably won't take it in there with you.
Going into a daycare.
Going into a day, right? See what I'm saying? So I'm with you too, Hootie. But at the end of the day, nowadays it seems like you got to take it to the bathroom.
It's just like with anything.
but
how
do
many
you
times
always-
do we plan certain stuff? A lot of stuff never happens how we plan it.
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of those people, you can call me skeptical or whatever, but when I go into movies or I go into places, I do look like where I'm sitting. Oh, okay, there's an exit right there. And honestly, like in today's times, I have been sitting in the movie theater and be like, what if a nigga come from over there and start shooting?
There's nothing I
where
can
I'm gonna
do.
go?
Right.
No, I've thought about where I'm gonna go, but then I have had that feeling of like,
You up
shit. Well, no, sometimes some of those movie theaters have the back exits that's right there.
And
behind
I
you.
look for that. too.
But I have been in situations where I'm like, shit, there ain't no way you can go. And I just watching a movie
always
when
do
nothing
that.
is going on, I have had the thought of like, damn, that'd be fucked up if a nigga come in here doing that shit right now because the only exit is way down there. You know what I'm saying? And you think about stuff like that. So when people say like, oh yeah, I'm already ready and I'm prepared.
You
like,
can't be.
Man, some of that stuff, man, you are literally not prepared for.
Right.
And we can't fault or blame those people. I will say, we was talking earlier, and Can't Get Right was just saying like, you know, we saw different stories of people instantly scream gun control. Well, with a handgun, I'm one of those ones that if you are a law-abiding citizen
Get you one.
and you have legally purchased a firearm, you have the right to defend your arms, and I think that should be okay. Now, AR-15s, Uzis, all that different shit that people have,
No.
I don't understand why a normal citizen will want to have that.
Right.
And if it's for hunting purposes, then you should have to apply for hunting permits. It should be something different. I do think it should be difference between a normal handgun permit, just like with license. A driver's license is different if you want to drive a
motorcycle.
car, if you want to drive a fucking
Semi-truck.
CDL
Yeah.
semi-truck, right? So with handguns, if you want a handgun or a big fucking Uzi, you know, assault rifle, it should be different licensing for that. So I'm one of those ones that say that I'm okay with people having handguns because you have the right to bear arms and have that if you are a law-abiding citizen. But I also feel like that when it comes to assault rifles and things like that, there should be a different license for that.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever heard of anyone killing any animal when they go hunting with an assault rifle? I'm
not a hunter, so I'm not gonna speak on that.
I'm so glad you said that, but I can't tell you that no, because they say that the AR-15 tears up the
It'll
meat.
tear it up.
It
It'll
tears
tear-
up the meat too
right.
bad.
It's
Nobody
pointless.
goes hunting with the AR-15.
So the sale of that gun.
But can you kill him with a handgun, or do you kill him with a handgun? Or
No,
it's still a
that's
rifle?
why they got shotguns.
So it's still
Yeah,
a rifle.
you need a
Those are
high-power
weapons.
rifle.
The question was,
Arrows
have you
are
ever
weapons.
seen? The question was, have you ever seen anybody kill him with a handgun? That was the question.
No. I've never seen.
You asked the question.
No,
I was talking about with an assault rifle.
He was asking about the
like
AR-15.
an AR-15.
Like,
It
it's
kills
no
the meat.
reason for AR-15.
That's what I'm saying.
And the only reason they give is for target practice.
Right.
Gotcha.
So what's target practice if it's not for, like, what are you practicing for?
Right.
So it's no reason, like, rifles, shotguns, yes, you can say hunting purposes, but AR-15, it has no hunting purpose. AR-15 only because it's a military weapon. It's for killing multiple people at a time.
Right.
It's no reason for that. But like you said, a handgun, no, I fully believe in handguns.
All right. So just if you're gonna use them, again, I just think that there needs to be a way to identify people who are hunting whatever kind of game that they're hunting. We have different licensing for regular cars versus trucks versus planes, boats. Let's do guns the exact same way. I don't understand why there's a problem with being able to do that in terms of guns. Right. I think we should have different licensing. Right. And for people who are getting set and saying they're for gun rights, if you're for gun rights, that's fine. But be willing to accept the fact that we want to do background checks. We want to do stuff like that. And if you're a law-abiding citizen, you should be just fine. You know, the people on that side who say that it's infringing on their rights, as long as you're doing the right thing, you should be fine.
And I feel like you should have to take a test to get a gun. But you have to take a driver's license test to make sure that you could drive. You should be able to have to take a test. Like, if you're an idiot, you don't deserve a gun.
I got you. I agree.
In political news, we saw that the midterms happened. Did y'all get a chance to get out and vote? And with voting, we saw that the Democrats take the House and the GOP hold on to the Senate. So we have a divided Congress, a divided America. We saw that Florida is going to go in and have a recount. We see tensions escalated with the recount. We saw that Georgia is possibly having a recount. How do y'all feel about the state of politics? I know I lumped a lot of stuff together. I know it's a lot of different things loaded into what I was saying, but let's just go back with the midterms. First of all, everybody here, did y'all vote?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So y'all all voted?
Yes.
Yeah.
With the Democrats taking the House and the GOP holding on to the Senate, how do y'all feel?
I still currently don't know how to feel because I don't know what it means.
Okay. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know what that means. I know the Democrats have the House and the Republicans have the Senate. And based off of history, that normally always happens. It's always split after the first election or after the first midterm. And we hear that because of this, the Democrats are going to put up much of a fight. They're going to go against Trump. They're going to look for things against Trump. And they're just going to try to make things more balanced. But then we've also heard that after these midterms, no matter what happens, Trump is going to go maniac mode. Even more so maniac mode than he was previously. So that's what I mean by I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if things are going to get worse or I don't know if that thing's going to get better. I'm glad that the Democrats were able to win the House. The Republicans gained more seats than they had previously in the Senate. So we're going to see how that's going to affect all things. We want to know if it's the same, if it's different. I'm just at a point it's tricky, man. I don't know what to think about it.
Well, as for me, being that we're already at a state of division, I just see it getting even more divided. There's more division into it. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it getting any better anytime soon, regardless of who's in the Senate seat or who's controlling the House of Representatives. I don't see it changing, especially not now. Because like you said, the man in charge right now, he doesn't care.
Not at all.
At all. So, I mean, we'll find out how it's going to affect us going forward. But as of right now, I only see it being a thing where it's going to show, it's going to display more division amongst the people, and it's supposed to be one America. That's all I thought.
I don't know why you ever thought it was one America, but I do agree with with most stuff that you're saying. But it's just the House can bring up different things to against the president, as far as his tax return and as far as his using contributions to pay off Stormy Daniels and things like that. But all the Republicans needed was, they get 51 in the Senate. Like, they gain, but they vote all Republicans. So it goes against party. Everything is going with party lines as far as right now. The only thing about this politics thing, this newly election, I just hope people don't get discouraged, because it seems like maybe Gilliam and Abrams maybe are not going to win, even with all the celebrity endorsements. So I hope that.
But they are doing a recount.
They are doing a recount,
and that turnout. But it still was a lot. There was a lot of niggas, like 65,000.
I don't have a lot of faith in a recount. I mean, I just don't. But I just hope people for the next election don't get discouraged saying, "Oh, well, my vote really doesn't matter," because it does. 60,000 votes matters. Like, that's not, that's very small. So your vote really does matter.
Right.
So that's all. I just hope people just keep the same energy for the next.
It's like 0.4%. So if you know how small 0.4% is, you'll know that everything matters.
Just think about it. You go to a football game, and in some of those states, y'all have major college football. That's people attending a football game. So it's 80,000 people can attend a football game in Miami. That's how little that percentage was. So your vote really does count. That's all I want people to take from it.
And I definitely agree. Your vote definitely counts, especially when it comes to elections like the House, the Senate, all those different things. But let's just be clear. It's been 8 years that Democrats have been in the minority. And now that Democrats are set to regain control of the House, it's a lot of different things that Democrats have the ability to do. We have seen the first 2 years of Donald Trump. We have seen the first 2 years of Trump that a lot of things have went unchecked, and people have been a little nervous as to, what that may mean for them. We saw that the Rep. Adam Schiff, which is a Democrat from California, he's expected to become the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. And he said that he wants to make sure that no stone is left unturned in regards to the GOP's investigation into the collusion. We saw that with Elijah Cummings. I don't know if everybody knows who he is, but Elijah Cummings is expected to become the chairman of the oversight panel. And he's basically saying that with the immigration, with the child separation, he's going to be over violations of constitutional amendments. He's going to be over voter suppression. We're talking a lot about voter suppression.
Right.
Democrats are going to be now in control over these particular areas. And now they can hold accountable some of the things that have not been held accountable as to regards of, what Donald Trump has been doing. So some of the things that he's been doing, now he's going to have to answer to them. He's going to have to answer to people who doesn't necessarily agree. And I'm not saying that it's Democrat or Republican, but I'm just simply saying that you can't just sit here and run away with the things that you've been able to run away with. Right. Now you have to really have to govern.
So I have a question for you about that.
And you have to really have to dive into politics. And I think that now that we're seeing that they're going to have that access or that control, like Ken Gilroy said, they'll be having subpoena power. They can get his taxes. They can get tax return information. They'll be over finances. They'll be able to expose this thing. But I think that we're in a situation now where we see that democracy is under attack.
Y'all saw in Florida, there's pictures of, I want to say a teacher posted that they had ballot boxes left at the back of the school.
At the school.
With
At the
school,
school,
yeah.
And that's not democracy. But again, there are
so even the recount doesn't count.
That's what I was saying.
There's invested interests want that shit to look stupid. They want it to look bad. They want it to look like,
so people
look at
will lose
democracy.
interest.
Look at democracy. It doesn't work. They want that.
It works if you do it right. Simple.
And another thing I want to bring up, just because It's coming up in the future. Like, the 2020 censor means so much.
Censor.
Censor or census? Which one?
Census.
Okay.
I think it says censor.
Damn.
See, what
They
is
got a
this?
censor on that.
I was gonna block y'all ass
Nigga, they about
out.
to cut our Wi-Fi off.
Damn, I was trying to include y'all. I'm about to block you out.
Nobody can say nothing censor head ass.
So the 2020 census,
Explain what that means to us.
you being counted as a person. So as far as you say, hey, it's only 17% of black people when it might be 21, 22%. That means a lot to people in just like funding, federal funding to your issues and just everything included. Like,
So the census is going to help increase those percentages, which helps with
right, because they're going to divvy it up. So like if you're, if they think you're only 15%,
you're not going to get as much as a percentage.
right, when they really, if you're not answering the door, which, we don't answer the door.
Nigga, I don't know you. Get away
Answer
from my
the door, take that little survey,
I might
turn
answer
it
the
in.
door. I ain't answering that phone.
Yeah. I get so many goddamn calls from 613-814-918. Who the fuck are y'all?
Right.
So, but like, yeah, I mean, but that all just ties into everything. But man, what they're doing with these votes,
That's crazy, man.
I just don't know.
I just think that it's about to get ugly. We see that Florida's trying to recount. We see that Georgia's about to recount. I just think that it's gonna be a force from the other side that's gonna simply say that, like, why are we recounting? This is cheating. They're doing this. They're doing that. And I just so scared for what our system, what it's supposed to represent, is gonna be used against us.
I was about to ask that question. What you mean about get ugly? Thinking that it's already ugly, but then you explain. So I got
yeah, it's gonna get ugly. We think we've seen ugly. This shit finna get ugly, man. Straight up, we gonna see it. Mark my words. That shit finna get ugly.
One thing, like, I didn't know that conceding wasn't like law abiding, and I think that's cool. That it's not.
Conceding is just saying that, like, hey, based on the information that I know,
I think you won.
That I see, I thought you won.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just say that I lost. But even when you concede, that doesn't mean that all the votes were tallied and said that you lost. That's not a legal binding thing to concede.
But Gillum himself also put a tweet out there that said about conceding. He basically was saying, I didn't concede, stop believing what the media says as well, too. So we sat here and we asked why did Gillum concede when he tweeted out that he really didn't.
Right.
Shit's crazy.
Yeah, but his statement too was, based on the information that I know right now, it looks like I lost. But all the information wasn't in. So based on what I know right now, this is my
So
decision.
don't listen to them motherfuckers, ultimately. Gotcha.
No, what it means is all the information isn't in. It's just like when we say, like,
I get
hey,
that.
I've listened to this, but I haven't fully dived into it yet.
But then I'm
Just
talking
give me
about the
one more
point
time.
where then he also tweets out that, hey, don't believe the main media. So maybe that media was giving him that information that
But I mean,
he
he
had to
said
believe
that
that
in
he
his
didn't
statement.
win.
Like, I haven't fully, based on what I know right now, if
I
it's
feel
80%,
like there's no way,
if
I
it's
could win.
80% still out right now, based upon what I know right now, I don't have all the information, but based on what I know right now, we do this every week. We say, like, based upon what we think right now, this is what it is, but we'll get back to y'all when we know the rest of the information. That's basically all the conceding is. Moving into sports, we saw that Dez Bryant, my man was basically signed with the Saints finally after being out of football for what we in? NFL is in like week 8.
November? So
Yeah,
it
it's
started
way in November.
Yeah,
And this shit started like September.
Right.
We saw that my man Dez Bryant signed with the Saints, and after 3 days, he tore his Achilles the same week.
That's crazy.
Did y'all see that? What do y'all think about it? We ain't got to stay on the loan. Just quick thoughts.
Yeah. I think it's tough, man. I think he waited it out, got into a perfect situation as far as winning games. Then he got hurt, man. That got to be tough, but he did tweet out that you can't question the man above. So seems like he's in good spirits as you can be in a situation like that. So hopefully he's able to come back and be with the Saints and be good. I think he'll be good with the Saints.
I was an avid Cowboys fan.
Was?
It was. It's well documented, and you know that.
You see, you said you was coming back.
I had my issues with Dez Bryant, but I liked him as a person. And seeing the organization, I don't think it was all him from my gripes with him. But I thought he would be good for New Orleans. I just hate any athlete to have Achilles tendon. Like, I hated Kobe
It's hard to come
That
back
nigga
once you're
said,
that age.
You hate
any
all humans
athlete.
that got an Achilles tendon. You got to have that shit.
Injury, cuz.
I know what he's
Injury.
talking.
Yeah, I know.
I hate any athlete
trying to
that
get him
got
to
an
add
Achilles
it.
tendon. They all got them.
Go ahead, add it on there. Add the injury report.
Okay. So I hate any athlete that has an Achilles tendon injury
It's hard to recover.
because it's just terrible to recover from.
I think about Kobe and when you know what I'm saying.
And
When I
you say
think
Kobe
Achilles,
too. We waiting to see
older.
what
Cousins.
DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, DeMarcus Cousins, Kobe, whatever the UAB nigga used to be named, DeMario. I think it was
Edens, he played.
Yeah, Edens. He had Achilles too,
I know.
but I mean on a smaller scale. But that's just one of those injuries like you can't really rehab. It's just it is what it is. You never really the same. I don't think we have proof of anybody coming back the same from it. Hopefully the markets bounce back. I just hate that. Even though I hate the Saints with all my heart
Damn.
because how they
All
ruined my
of it, huh?
childhood. Yeah, all of it.
Every last bit of your
Yeah, because it was the same size and it just grew bigger. So fuck the Saints.
Damn.
But I want to see Dez do good on the Saints. And I just hate to see it. And shut up, Todd. Whatever you about to say, whatever you about to say.
Man, that nigga dismissed
Hey,
all his guys.
Right.
Like,
Fuck
I ain't
you
even said a
prematurely,
word.
guys.
Nah, because I know the type of point of view you finna come from
The Saints
being an
point of view?
old goddamn Saints fan.
Hey, first, who that? Is it?
Who
They
what?
say we that.
It's an unfortunate case that there's
Talking to Mike
sustained that
Todd.
injury. But Godspeed to him. But we gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Next man up.
Yeah.
Man,
You real whack for that.
I don't have to address the Cowboys fan. What the Cowboys record?
I wasn't talking about from a fan point of view. I'm talking about from
know.
this man,
I know.
like being able to
Nope.
take
You
care of his
said fuck the
family.
Saints though. That what you made it about. You said fuck my squad. I just we gotta address that, man.
Oh, so you put that over a man being able to take care of his family?
What you talking about?
Being quote unquote this Saints fan?
What are you talking about?
I'm just asking you. I was talking about the man, not the team or whoever he's for.
No.
Just about him personally.
You said fuck the Saints. That's what I'm talking about.
So that makes you disregard actual human being.
Did I disregard him? I said I hope
Yes,
he
you
has a
did.
speedy recovery. Godspeed.
But fuck him.
But those are your words. I didn't say that. I don't want to see a man hurt. I'm not evil like you.
Good comeback. Good comeback.
Look, evil laugh. Yeah, man. I just hate, Dez finally got in a position to be able to, sign a contract, be on a team that wanted him. Nobody else wanted him. Saints wanted him. They found where they could use him. I think the Saints didn't necessarily need him, but with him, they were more deadly. But without him, they're going to still be the same fucking Saints. So shouts out to the Saints. I know the wheel's going to keep turning out there in New Orleans. And I wish Dez a speedy recovery so he can get back to what it is that he do.
Can I ask y'all a real quick question? Athletes, like what actually causes Achilles tendon?
I mean, a lot of things. It could be a lot. I remember one time, like, warming up, I planted, and I felt like a baby pop. Like, it wasn't a bad pop, but I felt the baby pop, and that shit hurt. And, like, as I
You
walked,
be doing something simple, guys.
yeah, as I walked, I kept, kind of limping, and it ended up being okay. But, I mean, it's just not really like a lot of people say that he wasn't in game shape, and that could have something to do with it. But I've seen people be in shape and still have Achilles. It's just part of the game, man. Like shit, it's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So shit.
Like you didn't see plenty of ACLs tear on a fully fit 18, 19-year-old.
Right.
Yeah, but ACL is usually like a movement.
Achilles
This is a movement.
yeah.
You play-
I mean, of course,
Right. If
But
you,
like when Kobe went down, he was like
you jump.
doing like he was going like straight.
I don't know.
It's not really like, man, honestly,
left,
that
right,
kind of
up,
injury is
down.
no rhyme or reason with it, man. We can't
It's
really,
most injuries
Yeah,
are
and most
like,
people say
like
it's a
non-movement
loud
injuries
pop.
or non-contact
yeah,
injuries.
it's just a
That's what-
pop and a burn.
That's it.
And that's it. And there ain't nothing you really can do about it. So, we wish him a speedy recovery, and we hope that he can get back to doing what it is that he loved to do. Staying there, we saw that college basketball is back. Who are y'all teams? Who looks impressive? It's only been a couple days, a couple games. We saw that Duke and Kentucky played. and it was Michigan State.
Michigan State.
Michigan State and Kansas.
Kansas.
Yeah.
Michigan State and Kansas.
The Blue Bloods.
Yeah. And it went down in both of those games. We got to see Zion for Duke as well as what's my man name for Duke? The
RJ
Barrett. Yeah.
RJ Barrett.
Duke looked pretty impressive in their opening. Kansas looked really good coming out the gate. Who are y'all teams and what do y'all think about the first couple of games that we seen?
I'm a Tar Heels fan.
Me too.
Blue and blue. You know what I'm saying? But this is my thing. Being a basketball fan, you still have to like watching Duke. You might not want to see them win, or you might not want, and root for them to lose against your team, but you're not a basketball fan if you don't like seeing Duke.
It's proper basketball.
Yeah.
I won't say that, you have to like watching Duke, but I will say this particular Duke team I like watching.
I mean, just respecting the
fundamentals.
The fundamentals
pure
of
basketball.
Yeah, just pure basketball.
I mean, if I get that
if you
too.
disagree, you disagree.
Right,
But
and you can say that about Princeton as well. But as far as just the way Duke's doing it,
I will watch Princeton. Like they're not athletic, but I like the motion of their.
Yeah, and I will also. But this Duke team, man, they're pretty amazing. It's only been 1-2 games or however many it's been. I'm not going to get ahead of the curve and say, well, they finished undefeated because there's those talks out there. I think it's too early for that. You know what I'm saying? So, but this Duke team, man, this is a team that you put with Coach K that he's never had before. That kind of looks like a fucking Olympic team or some shit.
While I'm not worried, well, what I am worried about is that it seems like this Duke team doesn't
have a shooter or something.
No. Like they don't win or lose by the three.
Yeah,
and that's what a lot of Duke teams do, and that's what fucked them up in the
tournament.
tournament.
They lose by shooting because we saw that, Todd brought up a point in the group message. He was like, they shot however much from the field.
60% or something.
58%, damn near 60%.
Right. So he brought that up. Duke has always been a shooting squad, so he talked about how they shot from the field.
Yeah. But when he say shooting, it means layups
twos
and dunks
and threes.
and all of that. Though.
Yeah, but that's been Duke.
So, I get what you're saying as far as jump shots. Like
if you look at that game, though,
a
lot of those was
it counts
it's all of it.
Field goal.
It's all of it, right? Yeah,
but
it's all of it.
Their shots was like open shots.
Duke has always been a shooting team.
Did they shoot many jump shots in this past game against
Duke has
Kentucky?
always been a shooting team.
I think they were getting to the rack. They were yamming it.
Yeah, they was getting to the cup, but that was Zion getting to the cup.
There's a guy named Zion that can get to the cup anytime he feels like it.
Coach Todd.
So when it's crunch time and their threes not working,
Todd don't like Zion.
Why you don't like Zion, Todd?
Why you don't like Zion?
Hey, y'all go putting words
okay,
in my mouth.
okay. This is what we all say that Zion is good. Todd says the jury's still out that he's not convinced. So tell us why.
Not.
So simply tell us why you're not convinced.
I hadn't seen anything that made me convinced.
Not even the 28.
I hadn't seen anything that convinced me.
28.
Hold on, wait.
Let's give.
I'm not saying he's.
Let's give more context. We got to give more context because we've been seeing Zion since he was a junior in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Todd said he was just highlights. We saw him as a senior in high school. Todd said he was just highlights. Even while we saw him shoot, Todd said he was a dunker. We saw him shooting a lot. And
so
I even watched games on ESPN. He was shooting. We saw him pass. Todd said he was just highlight. So now when we saw him getting ready in warm-ups for
28-7,
Todd said that, he's still not impressed, that he's just highlights. We haven't seen him playing about it. We saw some exhibition games. Todd said he was playing Little Children of the Poor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So he said, let's see what he do when he play Duke. Play Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
We saw him play Kentucky.
28-7.
My man did 28 points. He shot. He dribbled.
Three
blocked,
assists.
He passed. He ran the court. He went in the paint. He banged. And then Todd still said,
the jury's still out.
It and said the jury's still out. Let's see what he do for the rest of the game.
Meaning,
so let's make sure we give context
if the
to
jury's
it.
still out, meaning what?
Hang on,
Todd.
What
does that mean?
Hang on, Todd.
I'm still not what?
You're still not convinced.
Todd.
We get it.
But what is it going to... And what he's saying is, what is it going to take you to get convinced?
I need to correct Stock, because Stock said, you said, let's wait till he plays against Kentucky. No, you said let's wait till he plays in college.
From high school.
Yes. He played against the top 5 best teams in college.
And you know what? I'm so glad you said.
Beat them real good.
Did you see Kentucky last night?
Mm-mm.
They won by 10 points. You know who they played?
Mm-mm.
Somebody like Buffalo. They won like 10 points. They won Buffalo, but they won by 10 points.
Would you take a 10-point win?
No.
That was the game you pointed
We
to.
only looked at because you told us.
The first game of the season. I get it.
You pointed to that game.
Okay, and I did.
All right.
But here's the thing. I'm willing to stand on that because Kentucky's coach said the same thing. It's the first game, guys.
He always says
He says that.
He says it all the time.
It is the first
It's only
game.
one game.
Right.
That's what coach
That's good
He's
for a
supposed
coach
to say
to
that.
say.
He's supposed to say that. So don't say that.
Okay, now bring up the rest of what I said. I also said when teams have what? Game plan?
Yeah.
To stop that shit, are you still going to have those same...
Well,
he's the fucking greatest.
He has been game plan against for the last 5 years.
Hang on, Todd. If y'all would have lost against Ramsey, what you would have said?
We ain't game plan for him.
Oh, shit, damn. The season over with.
No.
Tuck it in, guys.
Nah, he wouldn't have said that.
I wouldn't have said that.
You said,
I
hey,
wouldn't have said that.
Yeah, you been extra. He wouldn't have said that.
we got some stuff to do. We got it.
But my question is, you talked about Barrett. You talked about Duke shooting.
Mm-hmm.
If Zion can bang in the middle where he bangs from, and you never answer my question, and I'm going to ask it again.
Okay.
If Zion can bang, we saw that he shoot.
Okay.
How do you game plan to stop him from his position where he's playing without allowing those shooters to shoot the skin off that thing? How do you stop Zion? You can't close in and double them because you're leaving the shooters out there on the wing wide open. So how are you going to stop Duke?
1-on-1.
How are you going to stop Duke? I'm asking you, what's your plan to stop Duke?
Coach Todd.
If you
scream
gonna,
like
if
you
gonna
was
close
screaming
in
when we
on
walked in the
Zion.
gym.
Okay.
Ain't like we walking into the gym.
Zion, if you go man, he's gonna get to the cup.
Yep.
That's just a given.
Okay.
So what other defenses out there?
Come on,
could you stop him from getting to the cup on? If you're playing Syracuse, what's their favorite?
2-3.
There you go. So how you gonna get to the cup on them long ass boys in the 2-3 zone?
He's long, Todd. He's 6'8".
And will you still
not
Is he going to get to the cup like he would in a one-on-one
Yes,
situation?
and when he collapses the defense, what are you going to do?
He's not going to have the ball at the top. That's the first thing.
He's catching at the
point guard is gonna have
But that's where he catches it at. And when the defense has to collapse,
well,
you have the shooters open.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. You hadn't seen any film on him just standing out there shooting the three.
I've
You
seen
saw him hit one three and a jumper in the first game.
Stop.
So, no.
Listen,
His high school film, he shot the three.
And
Kentucky had 6 months to goddamn game plan for this guy.
You want to let me finish?
I thought you was.
No, I was.
Let him go.
I was trying to stop you. You was going down a rabbit hole.
But no.
Again,
I'm gonna let you finish. But let me,
Kentucky played man the whole game.
Right.
You saw Zion score 28 points. He didn't make an adjustment. He had no film to look at Zion, but high school film.
Kentucky
Go
switched
look
to
at
the
high
zone.
school film.
did you not see him take it from the top of the key, break a nigga off, and
In
get
a
to the rack?
man-to-man defense, yes, Hootie.
Kentucky switched to the zone.
So you
If they switch to the zone, who started shooting that bitch then?
Barrett.
Thank you. So
Nigga,
they're not
that's
game
my
planning
point.
for one nigga.
Okay, Todd, that's my point.
But you have the game plan for the whole team.
Time out. That's my point. That's my point, Todd. If you're gonna switch to the zone to try to stop him, are you gonna let Barrett and the other guys?
Right.
There was some other little role players that came in with shooting the skin off that thing.
I'm only answering your question. You said, how do I keep Zion out of the paint? That's what you asked me.
So you're gonna keep Zion out of the paint at the expense of letting those other shooters shoot?
The question was also and stop the others. The rest
He
of the
didn't
question.
say stop the others.
Yes, I did.
He did.
Yes,
he
it's that.
did.
In order-
And how stop
Okay,
the
well,
others.
he
I get there's the remix if I need to.
No. Okay.
Okay.
If he said and stop the others, then obviously Kentucky was doing something defensively that they couldn't do. And they shot 58% from the field. We lost a semifinal championship game because them niggas shot probably 60% from the field. They just hit shots.
We're gonna get
What
you
the
some.
fuck? You can't, it's no defense for that, man.
We're gonna get you some halls.
We can't.
That nigga
It's no defense.
Theraflu.
That nigga go in and out.
Nigga
with
sound like
this opinion.
McGruff guy.
Nigga, it sound like them 80-year-old dogs my neighbors got. Them old people.
You two can't prevent forest fires.
Them old people
But I'm
barking
just saying,
like
I'm
old
being
people.
serious.
I'm talking about your
you know what I'm
voice
saying?
then.
I feel what you're saying,
It's not
Barry.
about the adjustments all the time. If the team making shots, they're just making shots. They made shots that night. They had 3 niggas with down to 30 points.
Okay, so when can we revisit the Zion conversation with you?
You gonna give us another
The
game
Hall
to
of
focus
Fame?
on?
Put it this way. You don't have to ask me. I'll tell you. Okay, guys.
We don't want
I'm
you
convinced.
to tell us. We want to know when we
Okay,
can
guys.
Because you're
I'm
never gonna
convinced.
tell us if
'Cause
he
you
keeps
keep
doing
asking
good.
me, and just
If he keep
Lonzo
doing
Ball,
good, if he keep
you
doing
still fighting for this guy, and I've been saying since we drafted him, hey, he's a bum. I don't like him.
No, come on now.
I've been saying that since they
I
drafted.
think he's a serviceable point guard in
But
the
let's
NBA.
be clear. My argument is just that he's better than Rondo. Not that he's an All-American, the Hall of Fame.
That's not what you said, Hootie. Nope. Won't let you do that.
Okay.
You said he was good.
Don't let him get
Won't let you
away
do
with
that.
it.
Don't let me simply say what I said. Okay.
That's been your argument recently, but you and Fresh both said that, hey, he's a good point guard.
Okay.
I've been saying since they called his name at the draft.
Ultimately, Zion
yeah,
is
Fox.
better than what Todd think he is.
I'm gonna come to you, Hootie. I'm gonna be like, hey, okay, guys, I'm convinced.
I don't
When I
think you
see he's convinced me.
never.
One game, okay, guys. Next game, he play Army. He gonna probably put up 45 on Army.
You play on me?
You want me to be convinced then?
Mm-hmm.
When he has 16 dunks.
No, I mean, what you just
He's
said when
on
he
a
played.
loaded team, guys. What do you want me to say?
If he had 16,
He didn't just
but if he
change it again.
but
Don't
if-
know.
No, my thing is,
Don't let him change it.
If he
bro.
had-
if you ask me the question, what am I going to do with everybody else?
Okay.
Why can't I say he's on loaded team? You ask me, how do I stop Zion? But what am I? What am I
but okay, but if he had
that's the rest
six,
of his team, right?
Is Kentucky not loaded?
Obviously not. Don't look like it.
Oh man,
Don't
get
look
out of
like
here,
it.
Todd.
Who had the number one recruiting class in the nation?
is Kentucky not loaded?
Don't look like it.
Duke
Just
and then
because
Kentucky.
Hey,
That don't mean
Todd,
you're not
Todd.
loaded
Don't look
because
like
you
it.
don't have the number
Duke
one
then
team.
Kentucky. Duke then
Todd.
Kentucky.
Hey,
Man, did Kentucky look like the number 2 team in the nation when Duke played?
hey,
Todd.
Did Kentucky look like the number 2 team in the
Todd,
nation?
Zion coming out of high school, you said he wasn't good, right? You said he was trash, right?
It don't matter.
Again, guys,
I don't know.
I'm not sold on it. I just told you.
It's
We can
okay.
you can ask me.
Tell me one
56
other player.
different ways.
Tell me
not
one
saying
other
the same thing.
trash player that signed with
I
Duke.
never said he was trash.
He not. It's some
I
trash.
never said he was trash.
Hey.
I'm not sold on him.
hey man,
All right,
fuck
moving
Zion.
on.
Thank you.
Zion gonna keep killing goddamn all the little shit that Tug keeps saying. But we saw my man Floyd Mayweather, man. I really like Floyd. I thought Floyd was a great guy. He had a great career.
I'm glad you said past tense.
He
I
was
still do.
We saw he was a great guy.
Was?
But Floyd Mayweather was seemingly backed out of the fight with a Japan fight with Tanishi Nasasaki. I'm sorry. I do apologize if that's wrong. But that's the best I know. Nasawaki. Some shit. But he was due to fight this guy. He was he 19 or 20-year-old? I don't
19,
know.
One of
20,
the-
somewhere around.
Real
Yeah.
close.
Y'all want to pay to see Floyd Mayweather
Hell no.
fight? I don't know.
No. But like he said that it never was going to be a fight. He was tricked.
We got that.
But
But
before we thought that, but
Oh, no.
initially it came out as a fight. They posed for a fucking photo shoot like they was about to fight. So I think it was something, and then he changed.
I think Floyd was about to fight this man.
Yeah, and
and I
then he
think
got
he
the
saw the backlash.
He got the
that
fuck out of there.
everybody said real quick, and he got up out of there.
Yeah, man.
No, I think Floyd was doing what he said he was going to do in his press release.
What?
I think it was just supposed to be a private bout.
And if he
I think
did-
Floyd needs that money,
But then
but
when he came out, did he say that? Oh, he just like, I'm never gonna fight this guy.
no, Floyd said, hey, I came over here. I thought it was going to be a private bout for very rich investors. And it was what it was because I've been doing that.
I have a question. I've been seeing a lot from a lot of different people, and I've heard you say, can't get right, a lot of different times that, Floyd got to be desperate for money and all
Yeah,
this
no.
stuff because of him taking fights.
Mm.
We see that rappers all the time, they don't turn down shows. They'll take a New York show, a Los Angeles show, a Miami show, and then they'll go do a show in fucking
Vegas.
Vegas. That's still a major city. I'm talking about a minor city, like
Kansas,
Salt Lake.
Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah,
goddamn.
right. And they'll go take that shit, and they don't say that, oh, we're gonna go do this just for private people. They gonna make that easy money.
Mm-hmm.
I personally believe,
It was easy money.
I think that it was easy money. People willing to pay me millions of dollars, and people say that Floyd moving like somebody who don't have money or all this different situations. I think Floyd just look at it like, hey, if you're going to pay to go, think about it. We paid for the Berto. We paid for the fucking Connor. Man, come on, man.
Whatever
I don't
the
give a fuck
last
how
10
hype
was.
people got about
Last
Connor.
10,
That
goddamn.
wasn't a great fight. We paid to go see it just
We knew-
because of the
we knew
hype
Conor
of
was
it.
gonna lose.
We knew Connor wasn't gonna be able to fight Mayweather, but we paid for it and we watched it. So when we sit there and say that, Floyd fighting this man, I think Floyd was just checking the temperature. And I think that, to say that, he was just trying to make some easy money.
Right.
That's all I think it was.
I mean, I fully understand what you're saying, but that's fighting those other, because it's been said that Floyd ducks and dodge. I still think he's one of the better boxers of our time, but that's in the realm of him boxing. Fighting a kickboxer in front of like these Dubai rich niggas, but I put that on the same lines of like Jesse Owens having to race a horse.
I don't think Floyd is gonna put himself in a situation to fight somebody when you're kicking and elbowing and all of that shit. It's gonna be straight boxing or he ain't fighting.
But he said he's done these private bouts, which he does. We don't know what's going on.
Even if he did, I'm sure he did it for money. He's a businessman.
Yeah, it's money.
Okay, so fine. If he's made millions of dollars to do that and he's making some easy money, what the problem?
And if you think that man supposedly has buku millions of dollars, that
doesn't stop you from wanting more millions of dollars.
What about your pride?
Apple has billions of dollars, but Apple keeps making product.
Okay. Would you stand on the street corner and sell newspapers for $4.50 an hour?
You said $4.50, but I will stand on the corner
for $4
and
million,
sell some things. If you say sell some newspapers, if you say, man, I'm gonna give you $5 million to sit on the corner, shit, give me that shit.
No, but supposedly what he's making, I think that's the equivalent for what he's having.
Do you know?
You know what he's making?
Okay,
what is he making?
So what he supposedly has made.
No, making.
Oh, right.
But what are you going to make from this?
For that bout?
What are you going to make for this fight with the Chinese guy? I'm pretty sure Chinese going to pay a lot of fucking money more than we would.
You don't know that either, though.
I know that.
Well, we see.
Those are our expectations.
We see in entertainment, we see that with rappers and things like that. They always say you go overseas, you make more money because those people don't have the access to be able to see those kind of people. So if these $1 million, $billion people are trying to pay you, I don't give a fuck if Floyd making $100 million a fight. If these people gonna say, we'll give you $20 million to fight an exhibition fight for 2-3 quick rounds.
And he not gonna hit you hard.
Why not make him? And you know this 19-year-old ain't finna touch you.
We don't know what he's making or what he's having to do.
Right. You don't either.
Yeah.
Okay, so keep that same vibe.
I just think if you're doing, if you make that much, nobody can pay Oprah to do a private show. Nobody can pay Tyler Perry to make a private
You don't know
movie.
that.
Nobody can pay Michael Jordan to have a private one-on-one
You don't know that.
Or make it public.
You don't know that.
Or they haven't made it public.
It's a little, and I'll say it's a little different with entertainers because we see a lot of times that entertainers have the opportunity to go to one individual, go to Saudi Arabia and perform for a prince for $8 million.
I'm glad that you said
with
that.
one individual person that happened.
Because we saw that it might have been
It was Nikki. I know Nikki turned she would get backlash. And I wanted to say even when people were beefed out with Saddam Hussein, his sons were paying $10 million for entertainers to come over and entertain them at a birthday party and stuff. Even when you wasn't supposed to go over there, they was taking that money to go. $10 million.
Yeah, to just go perform for one night at a birthday party because they have billions and trillions of dollars.
It happens.
Yeah, that's what we talking about. Yeah, okay. Back it up. That's cool. I just like when you back down. It's good.
No, but if you're worth, $400 million, are you going to work your 9 to 5?
$410 million. Okay, I just made $10 million here.
The question was, are we going to support it? I wouldn't have bought it. It was supposed to be on YouTube. I get it.
I definitely
would. You will understand why Floyd's doing it? Yes, if they're giving him $300 million like his last fight, or $200 million, or $100 million, or $50 million. If they're giving it any of those numbers, I get it.
Yeah. And forget Floyd. I mean,
I'm not paying
for that shit, Floyd. If you want to fight somebody, you was the biggest person, go fight Canelo now. Let's see what you bout, but you ain't gonna fight Canelo.
Which would probably be the bigger money fight.
Go fight your private fight and make your money. I don't mind that. But if you want to really fight and be known, go fight Canelo. But I know you're not gonna fight him because Canelo at his peak.
He got them hands right now.
Yeah,
even though you beat him before, I think he'll beat you now.
Moving into our sports picks, we saw our weekly picks. We got Notre Dame versus Syracuse, and then we got Texas versus Iowa State. Well, yeah, who?
I'm gonna go fucking. You said Texas versus Iowa State. I'm gonna go Texas. But Iowa State, for some reason, every time Iowa State is in the spotlight, they win. Whether it's Oklahoma, Texas, West Virginia, whoever it is in the big game, Iowa State wins. So I wouldn't be surprised if they win, but for the simple fact that I'm focusing on them too much, I'm gonna go Texas. What was the other one?
Nigga, you put it in.
Nigga, I'm not looking at it. You are. What the fuck is it?
Notre Dame,
Syracuse.
Damn. Notre Dame, Syracuse. Shit, I'm sorry, my nigga.
Set with that nigga.
Notre Dame, Syracuse. I'm gonna go Notre Dame. I like, especially if Ian Book play. I'm gonna go Notre Dame. Syracuse is playing good. I like Dino Babers. Their coach is real good. He's not gonna be at Syracuse too much longer. Syracuse did win last night big. So Notre Dame won or is winning right now without their quarterback. I say it's tough, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Notre Dame. Fuck it, Notre Dame.
Good picks. I'm gonna go with Notre Dame as well. I think them boys just rolling right now. Notre Dame, they're rolling, and I think Iowa State they'll pull this thing off against Texas. When the spotlight on them, they play big ball down there.
Them niggas just storm the court and field so many goddamn times. I'm tired of seeing Iowa State fans on the goddamn field.
Let's see. Who am I gonna go with?
UAB.
Of course. Your trash ass opinion. But
Hear that.
Why that nigga opinion gotta be trash?
Be sad.
What am I sad about?
You've been listening to her. Go ahead.
No. That's what I want. I don't know how the Notre Dame quarterback situation is going to be. So as of now, I think I'm okay with going with Syracuse as of what I know now. Texas versus Iowa State. Texas haven't shown me too much this year, so I'm going to go with the underdog on both. I'm going to go Syracuse, Iowa State.
We got Syracuse and Notre Dame. Syracuse playing good. Notre Dame is playing great. I want to take. I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm gonna go with Syracuse. I'm looking for Syracuse to have a big game, man. Syracuse, they've been playing good all year. I look for them to take a challenge, man, against Notre Dame.
Where they playing at?
They playing in Notre Dame. So I'm gonna go with Syracuse. Iowa State versus Texas. Both of them have played well. Texas has been a little inconsistent. They've looked great in spots and looked kind of shabby in others. But I'm gonna still go with Texas to win that one. So I'm gonna go Texas in that bout. Moving on to the dummy of the week.
Dummy.
Fucking dummy.
Stupid ass.
Dummy. Shit, man. I don't know. Dummy of the week don't want to pull up. Goddamn.
Dummy.
Nigga from Florida, goddamn. Dummy. It's cool. It's a guy from Florida who for some reason he broke into a crocodile.
Store down. That nigga so dumb.
This nigga broke into like a crocodile farm, and for some reason in the video it looked like he's jumping off the roof or the ceiling of a building into like crocodile waters. This nigga got bit in Florida. He got bit by one crocodile and crawled out of that bitch. And then like the next morning they came in, they saw some damage was done to the farm, looked at the video, and they saw a nigga jumping off the ceiling at night into a crocodile farm. And Barron told us that, I don't know, but Barron said if he would have landed on this side of the fence, compared to there being 4 crocodiles, it would have been 300 crocodiles on this side.
All right. And we saw that the Florida man, he broke into an animal farm. He jumped into a pool with a trio of 12-foot crocodiles. He suffered a bite. He escaped. He was arrested after being spotted at dawn crawling into an underwater. He crawled into an underwater facility that basically had a fucking pit full of crocodiles. And in in that particular pit, like Huda was saying, if he would have jumped on one side, it was how many crocodiles?
200.
200.
A lot.
But he jumped in this one that had 3 12-foot crocodiles. And they said my man had on some Crocs.
I was about to say that. I was about to say that.
My man jumped in the crocodile pit with some Crocs on.
They found a missing Croc left in the goddamn phone.
Hey, I don't know what the fuck was wrong with Buddy. If you go look at the video, that's why he's our dumb of the week. He jumped his dumb ass into a crocodile pit. Why the fuck would you do that? I don't know, but whatever you do, you deserve it. So the dumb of the week is my man down in Florida jumping to the crocodile pit with some Crocs on.
That's crazy. Oh man, chunk out his head, dude.
Yeah, they found him like in a neighbor's yard. He crawled over there with naked, no clothes on,
Man,
with a bite.
The Croc took a big ass chunk out that nigga.
He should have took all the chunks. Your dumb ass don't need to be here no more.
Nigga tripping,
bro.
Yeah, that was just stupid.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Dummy.
It was like he was having fun jumping in that shit.
Other than that, man, did we leave anything off?
I feel like it's something we
And I just want to give a shout out to the 17 black women.
It's 17 or 19.
It was 17 black women elected to judges in Harris County, Texas. That's down there in Houston.
Shout out
That's in the
Texas.
same county as Houston. These 17 black women, the 17 basically Democratic candidates were elected under a campaign. They basically formed as Black Girl Magic down in Texas. Basically making it the largest number of black women elected to judges seats in Harris County history, pretty much in the country. So we want to give a special shout out to our black queens, man, who went down there and they all ran for judge seats, and every last one, all 17 of those women won. So they're definitely needing a big shout out, man, for taking charge, man, and stepping up in a political form.
And I did see that too. And shout out to y'all. And all of them look fairly young, so I feel like y'all have a lot of time to get things done, do things what's right for us and for everybody. You know what I'm saying,
H-Town, stay down. Black women, continue to do y'all thing is voting, because
women in general, y'all took
numbers
up
have
the midterm.
shown.
You
Well,
good.
I mean, but numbers have shown that y'all have been doing y'all thing, and yeah, that's all I have to say about that one.
Other than that, man, I really think that I'm really tired of looking at you niggas. I say that all the
Hopefully,
time.
see all y'all niggas in the gym this week.
Well, you know you gonna see me.
I'm gonna be in there, but I need 5 o'clock sessions.
In
I
the
start
evening?
work earlier. 5 o'clock.
In the morning? Come on.
Yeah.
I'm in there at 5 every morning.
But you know, shit, man, we'll be back next week. I don't know what the fuck you said earlier, but I guarantee that shit's gonna be the topic.
About
You
what?
said that shit in like the first two.
And the
three-
pregame? What was the pregame?
The pregame one.
That nigga went wild.
No, it was
I don't know, but we got a lot of excerpts from this motherfucker. But next week we'll be back like we never left, because we never leave, and we'll be back. You dig?
You
did.
we had
Dummy.